Drivers, start your reading. MotorSim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world of sim racing. So if you're looking to be in the know, go to www.motorsimsracing.com. You will find articles from your favorite drivers, leagues, and other prominent people in the sim racing community. Want an update of your favorite league? We got it. Want to learn the basics on finding a perfect league for you? We got it. Want to know more about how leagues are run? We got it. So remember, when you want to know what's going on in the sim racing world, go to www.motorsimracing.com.
'89, the staging.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here tonight. We're live, Talladega Super Speedway. And when we say Super Speedway, we mean that big track, a lot of big field, and a lot of big speed here tonight for the Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. Joe White up here in the OSR Network booth, accompanied by John T. Wimmis. John, how you doing tonight?
Hey, doing great, Joe. Moving this big track here. See a lot of action going on tonight, so it should be fun.
And absolutely, man. So we see this huge facility, 2.66 miles. Wow, that's all I got to say is these cars, these is Xfinity cars, and that's what they call them in the real life. They call them the B car mostly here in iRacing, but we're going to see a lot of, I think, slick conditions. We got, 101 track temp?
Yeah, it's very warm out here today, so 101 degree track temp, you're right, Joe, and these cars are already a handful at this track, especially as the tires get a little worn here. Get some laps in, and so that's definitely going to make them slip and slide a little bit more.
Man, yeah, especially when they start getting the tandem packs that we're going to be used to seeing at Talladega. I mean, there'll be nose to tail, side by side. There'll be bumper to bumper right there, and wheel to wheeling around these things. And a lot of great speed here. And, as always, what you hear in the background, kind of unique here at Monday Night Thunder, is they do single car qualifying. They're only doing one lap here tonight. Such a huge track, the big field, around 31. As of right now, I see 31. It's either going to be 31 or 30. So, either way, it's still a big field.
Yeah, it's still going to be a big field for this race here. And, man, you're talking about you're going to have guys all over each other. And, of course, we'll see some guys go to the back trying to stay out of the big one because that happening is pretty much inevitable. I mean, you might could avoid it, but it's a very difficult task.
Well, we got guys out here that definitely know it bad fast, but I tell you what, it's Talladega, and it's just like it is in real life. Anything can happen, and anybody can win at any given time. And yeah, most people know my stance on plate racing. I really don't have to sit here and say it all night long. I still feel like when I say no skill, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody or anything. The skill part comes in at this track is knowing where to put your car at the right time. Because you are hammered down most of the time and hanging on a lot of the time.
Well, you just have to put yourself in good position, and that's the part, you know, talking about no skill. Where, to me, where the skill part really comes into play is at the late stage of the race, you know, with the last 20 laps or so, knowing when to go, you know, when to check up who to work with, who the major players are. And I always say that at a track is you got to figure out who the players are, because if you're running 10th or 12th, you need to work with some guys to, you know, better your position, not be sitting 12th and go, I'm going to win this stinking race, because it's just not going to happen. I mean, you know, if Junior can't even do it in real life, you're not going to do it. So you just have to be able to work with the right people. You got to know who's a good drafter, and you'll see that. And we'll probably see some cars, you know, that know each other work together, and you'll see other ones that nobody wants to work with, and, you know, check them, make sure they're holding their line well. And you got to, this track is about confidence. You've got to be confident in what you're doing. When you make that turn down in there that the car is going to stick, you got to be confident about the guy in front of you, the guy behind you. And if you don't have that confidence there, it makes you shaky, makes you lay off the throttle a lot. You know, you just got to work with guys that you know how to draft well.
Absolutely. Well said there. I tell you that, and you're true in every statement right there. So we're just going through qualifying right now. Spence Thompson, the man on point. Hey, what's going on? Tommy Haynes out there in the chat. Boy, he said he's still partying from last night. And folks, you missed the thriller last night. Boy, Kansas City under the lights was a awesome race there at the Truck Series. Go back and watch that one, because it just had a little bit of everything for everything. And the finish of that race, wow, that's all I got to say. Tommy Haynes pulling it off there. It was just a heck of a run. And what's going on, IU, man? Speed Racer, I think that's Spence, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. No, John Nedlinger. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
They get me confused, man, with all these names.
Sugar flag 69.
Yeah, it was a great race they had last night. A lot of action there, man. At Kansas, that was a perfect track. A lot of great racing right there, but step it up
perfect
tonight.
conditions too, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better anything, really. I mean, every part about that race was just perfect and spot on, and you know, had a little bit of everything, man. A little, you know, back and forth wheeling, you know, those trucks around, and a little give and take, and sometimes a little bit more take. Had a little controversy. We had the leaders wrecking at the end, and
yeah, it was just awesome.
Tommy was on 2 tires versus guys on 4, and you know, held off Eric right there. So it just had everything in it, man. I mean, honestly, it did. I mean, the only thing that we missed was somebody, you know, hitting the pace car or something.
Yeah, trying to drive through one. Yeah, or the pace car winning the race. Well, actually, he did. He crossed the finish line before everybody else. So there. So we go from one extreme to an awesome set track to a fantastic race to here, the Super Speedway, Talladega Motor Speedway for the Grand National Series, presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. The Xfinity cars out here, B cars if you're familiar with them through iRacing. So definitely, man, it's going to be a whole new ball game out here. As whatever you did last night, throw it out the window because it's not going to work here. I mean, you know, this here's night, like we said, it's all about drafting. It's all about
Green
sometimes
flag,
patience
62.
and knowing where to put the car, like you said, and just what you said well there. And
72
there's no
roll,
Ryan
59
W.
to
Daniel
staging.
fans out there, okay, Ryan?
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, see, I tell you what, man, can't get rid of that bull, can we? Ah, man. Look, well,
Right.
we will say this, folks. We'll go ahead and we'll boost his ego some here. All right, why not?
All right,
Ryan,
why would you do that?
just for the, I don't know. Anyways, good question. But
Yeah.
Ryan Daniels believes, and when I say he believes, because I guess you got to believe, he is the restrictor plate king and ringer. Okay. So he feels like there's nobody else out on this track
Checkered
right here
flag,
tonight
62.
that will be able to beat him, and that he is the Dale Earnhardt Sr. of Talladega. So there you go.
Oh,
If
wait,
you've
this is
got a
going to be
favorite-
awesome now. He has been
Yeah.
called out.
He has
The
been
shade
called
has been
out.
thrown.
That is. So I have laid down the hammer in the gauntlet, so to speak. And tonight, my favorite's going to be
flag,
Ryan
72.
W. Daniels to win this race tonight.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
we
Lord, look
want
at you
to
out on
see.
the... You on
59
a
roll.
little small, tiny limb there, aren't you? You better hope that thing can hold you up there.
Oh lordy! So what's going on? That what's happening out there, man? Hooverman out here going to check this one out. But I'm going to go out on a limb and we're going to say, hey, Ryan, if you want the spotlight, my friend, we're going to give it to you. There you go. My pick
now,
for tonight, Ryan W. Daniels.
now you got to make something of it now. Oh, look, he's over there shaking now. You done put so much pressure on
There
him.
you go. He wanted it. We gave it to him right there, folks. That's Ryan W. Look at it. Look now. Now he's trying to backpedal.
Checkered flag, 72.
Ah. Man, I swear,
Oh.
every time we've been in the chat, he calls himself a ringer. He just he has a lot of faith in himself. And there's
He
nothing
does.
wrong with that. It's
No.
called self-esteem for a reason.
Sure, and you know, hey, look, you got to be good at something. That's fine, but I'm going to stick to my pick tonight. My favorite to win the race is Ryan
Green
W.
flag,
Daniels, which
59.
you know, hey, he's starting 26 on qualifying, so he must have had a pretty good practice. He says he
Four
knows how
roll,
to restrictor plate race,
07 to station.
and he's very good at it. So there you go. He's got the Gale Toyota machine out here tonight, which is, you know, a sponsor where he used to work out. So that's awesome. And yeah, and Waylon Lamb is bringing his support into it also.
Well, the other thing is now that you picked him, we know what happens when every time we pick somebody.
That's right. We put the curse. Maybe we can break. Maybe he could be the first to break the curse. Well, a ringer says that you're kind of king at what you do. It's kind of an offset,
Checkered flag, 59.
which means you're saying that you're very dominant and very good at, you know, that's what a ringer is. It means they're very, very good at what they do. That one thing that they're good at.
All I got to say is he better win this stinking race or he can just be quiet about it from now
That's
on.
right. Yeah, win the race,
Green
Ryan.
flag,
Just
4.
win and shut us up. Or don't win and then you shut up.
07 roll, 818 to station.
Well, I definitely don't want to count out anybody else. I mean, it is Talladega. It's anybody's race. I mean, we could see a first-time winner here tonight. Obviously, John, because that's just what Talladega plate racing brings to the table. We definitely don't want to take anything away from the guys that we, you know, I don't really like using the term we know that are fast because everybody's fast. But we know that are out front a lot of the times. But it's still, it is a plate race. Man, it can be a crapshoot with the last 5 laps to go.
Oh, it definitely can be. And that's the thing, I mean, you said it, this type of racing allows anybody to be able to fight for the win, you know, as long as you make a right call. So it is a good chance for somebody who maybe is, you know,
Checkered
brushing up on their
flag.
oval racing and, you know, trying to learn some things to get out here tonight and get a win. And, you know, just get a little momentum going into next week. So, you know, winning is always good.
818
So
roll.
whether you like his track or you hate it, like myself, I'm not a big fan of super speedway racing.
What do you mean it looks a bit off?
07 missed the call. 17 this
Are
day.
you looking through the YouTube? Make sure you've got the down at the bottom down there where the settings
I
bar
never
is.
heard the
Make sure you
call.
got it at 720.
Oh, I said 07 this
But
day.
give me a minute and I'll look at it on my phone.
I'll let you roll next.
And John can check at it also.
I'm sorry, I never heard it.
Yeah, it looks fine on
You
my
should
end.
get sideways with me, Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, I just double checked it on my phone. It was looking fine. Make sure, like I said, on the very bottom there's a setting button down there. Sometimes YouTube will unfortunately put you on like 480 or whatever, depending on if you're on
Yeah,
mobile.
actually, you said it right there, because when I first came into the stream here,
Green
that's what
flag,
mine was on, and I had to click it, so I had to change it.
It does that sometimes for mobile and computers and whatnot. and
07
whatnot.
roll. 17 this station.
But I do like trying to monitor on my phone. I mean, I do like heads up for people telling me stuff like that just to make sure. And that's why John, he looks at it if he sees anything. And I'll look at it on my end too, so. That's cool. Yeah, we just want to make sure, you know, everybody's got a good experience and whatnot. But when you say off, what do you mean off? I mean, you know, I know John's off. He's always off.
Yeah. I got some serious problems.
Oh, is that it? I got you, Ken. You'll be very surprised with your sponsor there tonight. I got some awesome shots to show off some of the paint jobs, because there's actually a couple guys out here running some good sponsors. Andrew Kennelly's one of them out there. He's got his 10
Checkered
Designs
flag,
car.
818.
Kenneth Johnson's got a new one out there. I think it's a Sim Specs, I believe it is, out there. And so just a couple new paint jobs out there we'll be showing throughout the race here. Got a good shot I made up just to really, you know, I call it the showcase cars basically there, John. And obviously Ryan, he's running his Gale Toyota, which is, you know, a sponsor he knows. He used to work there.
Green flag,
And so,
07.
you know, quite a few guys out here, most are real sponsors.
17
Yeah,
roll.
what Kenneth has
75
is
this station.
SimSpec. They do PC titles, so
75
gaming
this
computer.
station.
You go to sim-spec.spec.com, and they've got a lot of information on there. And I've already looked at it, because I saw where he was posting about it through MotorSims Race Magazine and all that. You know, Ken posts about as much as he talks, and so
Yeah, on Facebook
it's hard
too,
to
yeah.
miss anything there. But they've got some really cool stuff, and it's actually priced very reasonable there. So if you're interested, or you know, got a computer that's getting a little old on you, or you want to run VR or whatever it is, check those guys out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I checked out their site too. It really did look good. You know, obviously I already built a computer and all myself, but you know, definitely,
Checkered
yeah, you're right.
flag, 07.
Good thing, man. And you know, we've talked about that through the whole season here, John, about how like sim racing and sponsors. Obviously, you've got a site, you know, simracingsponsors.com. Anybody want to check that out? Go check them out. Any sponsors out there want to check it out? Definitely check it out. And we've talked about it, man. It's just,
Green flag,
we see it more and
17.
more. The leagues, car drivers coming out with real sponsors out there. It's awesome, the growth coming here, and you know, we've spoken about it 100 million
roll,
times.
23
It's just
this
awesome to see
station.
the growth.
Yeah, I mean, people are just starting to take notice of it. I mean, we've, you know, I say we. I mean, there is a we, but it's your stuff, your channel. But you know, your channel's growth and the viewership of it just gets higher every week. You know, every time we finish a broadcast, you know, we look at it and see how the numbers are, because we want to make sure that, you know, for one, we're doing a great job, because it's up to us to, you know, basically provide all the information and everything and the right camera angles and all that. These guys are the ones that put on the show. We're just here and we just talk, and sometimes we carry on about something ridiculous, but you know, the numbers just keep growing, and that's getting out there and getting all over Facebook.
Checkered
And
flag,
so it's great to see, man, that people want to be a part of it, because you know, it's this is a really serious thing for a lot of people, especially if you
a lot of money
spend-
involved too.
it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I've got a ton of money sitting
Yeah,
right
me
here
too.
in front of me.
There you go. Me
So,
too. Hey, what's going
you
on,
know,
Timothy,
it's
out
a
there? How
cool
you doing,
deal
man?
that people want
yeah.
to be a part of it, but very awesome too. But great to see
flag,
that
75.
Kenneth Yachts, John Barron, those guys at MotorSims Racing Magazine having the growth that they're having,
23
and the support
roll,
there, and more
19
people
this
coming
station.
in and wanting
19
to advertise through them as well.
And just, you know, one more thing about them too is they got a GoFundMe page. Definitely go check it out. support those guys. I mean, it's free. Their magazine is online based, free. Obviously, the sponsorships and all, guys that want to sponsor and pay or whatnot, but it's free for y'all people to look at and for them to distribute out to. And in order to keep that, I mean, it takes their time, effort, their money, and all that. So definitely, they got to GoFundMe, donate, 50 cents or whatever. Man, it don't really matter. I mean, something's better than nothing. But like you just said, John, those guys doing great things over there, and I'm happy, like you just said, about the growth we've done here at OSR Network. When I first started this, I had no idea it would blow up like it is. We went from only being supposed to being 1 day a week to 7 days a week, and a couple of those days are doubleheader nights. So it is more than, I don't know.
It's just it's a testament to what you've done and the your own money and time and effort that you put into this, and that your family allows you to do this as well, because you're taking time away from them, and but you enjoy doing it. They want you to have a good time doing it, and you do, and you make time for your family, and
Oh yeah.
just so nobody's sitting there being like, well, Joe is always working on spend time with his family. Yes, he does. But the man spent a lot of money and a lot of time doing this stuff. And I know when I first got on here with you, you were like, oh, Fridays are free. That's a day I'm not going to fill up. And the next thing you know, you filled it up.
Yeah.
So many people are coming to you. When people appreciate what you do and want you to be a part of it, it's really hard to say no.
It is. It is. And I was all for keeping the Friday, and I kind of, the guys that came to Hardline Racing and TRL, the ones I was doing on Friday now, they needed help, and I'm the type of person, I don't mind, sure, why not? I'll help the guys out, give them a good show. They wanted me to come there. They came to me. I was like, all right, and we'll do it. And then from there, it just seemed like it was a whirlwind, so to speak. Just one after the other, and it's just been something else. Overwhelming. I love it. I appreciate it. Appreciate the viewers, everyone coming out tonight, because you're about to see an awesome race. Talladega Super Speedway, and when we say Super Speedway, we mean it. 2.66 miles, huge high banks here, a heck of a darn back stretch and front stretch to the Tri-Oval. Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. Xfinity cars, which have been a handful since the last build on iRacing. Everyone has just about them. So I think it's going to be, and a hot track at that. So
yeah.
It's going
I'm
to be
going to tell you,
interesting.
I would not be surprised if you see a car coming out of the turn there, just all of a sudden just snap and just get out of shape and go down the track or run into somebody, because that's an issue that they've been having with this car, is keeping it connected to the track.
Well, I'll tell you another thing. Like, I ran one of the Extreme Motorsports fun runs in the Xfinity car, and just went out there, Charlotte, and car felt great for the first couple laps. Then all of a sudden, coming out of the turn, it just, the rear end just came right from under. And I said, what in the world? Normally you could feel it starting to slide or whatnot. And they said that's what the problem's been here for a while. It says it's just an unpredictable, just jump right out from under you feeling. And you're right. When these cars are going to be this close, unfortunately, there's really nowhere to go when a pileup like that happens. And we might see that maybe once or twice.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to me to see how this car handles if they go 3 wide and you've got a stack of guys in the middle, because the middle lane when you're 3 wide is the fastest lane that there is. If you've got the right cars, drafting and pushing on each other right there. It'd be interesting to me to see how those cars handle being in the middle without, so much downforce on them.
Right.
Because it seems to me that this car needs it really bad. And if you're right there in the middle, you're not going to have that. And so what's going to happen to you when you come up out of that turn to hit that straightaway?
Well, we was talking about Ryan Daniels. He made his qualifying run. He's sitting 5th. So he might have a bad, fast car out here, but Mike T. Bruno right now sitting on point. And I'm going to tell you, Mike Bruno was a man last night on a mission. He ran down Tyler Justice. The only problem is he followed him right into the wall, right into his back end, and blew the motor with about 4 laps to go. And Tommy Haynes was there to pounce on that one. So, awesome. Yeah,
it was a great race, though, and Bruno was doing everything he could to catch Tyler. And Tyler didn't do anything wrong. He knew that the high side was the fastest, and he had to get up there. But the problem is that wall just jumps out and bites you. And Mike didn't do anything wrong. You have to follow in Tyler's tracks there and use that draft to catch him as he was doing. But then Tyler getting up in the wall there, he just had nowhere to go. Just a split second, just rammed right into the back of him. And Tommy went on to take the win.
He did. That was one of those old things where they always say if you're riding behind somebody, you just get focused on that rear spoiler and you end up following them in the wall a lot of times. You can actually run a guy, if you're running iRacing, you understand what I'm saying. You could actually run a guy into the wall because you get focused, or a guy behind you gets focused on your spoiler. You
I try that every once in a while.
Yep, you can do
especially
it.
at Texas if somebody's behind me.
Yep, absolutely. I've done it, so cool. Girl gamer.
96.
There you go, man. That is the wife of Speed Racer, which is John Nedlinger. I've seen her out there several times. That is awesome. It's always good, man. I love seeing family members too out here supporting the drivers. We're starting to see a lot of that here lately, John. A lot of the family members coming out here supporting. That's something when I first started doing this, I didn't think would be a possibility, but man, over the past several months now, we've seen a lot of family members start to watch, whether it's they're here to watch them or they love what we're talking. Actually, we know, like Just Christie, we turned her into a darn NASCAR freak, so to speak. She loves it now, so it's awesome to see.
Yeah, I felt like you're getting ready to say we turned her on, and I was like, I don't think that's the right word. But, we turned her on into a NASCAR fan. But,
fan, my bad. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to say all that. Don't beat me up, kid. My bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, buddy. But yeah, it's really cool, man. The thing is, I think once people look at it, I mean, it's just like friends of mine.
Yep.
When I started doing it, they were like, "What in the heck is this game you're playing?" And then you're like, "Hey, man, this is a little bit more than a game,
Yep.
I mean, and so then when they see it, they're like, "Holy crap!" And then I got friends that come over and they want to sit behind the wheel and give it a shot. And I'll put them in a practice session, just let them test it out, not with anybody else on the track, and everybody loves it. And I had family checking out the broadcast, that we do here, and people realize, man, this is pretty cool. Like, it's very realistic, and it really is the way these things drive.
Same way, my wife, man, she watched it. She was like, "Oh, he's just out playing the game." Then she actually saw one of the broadcasts and goes, "Man, that looks like an actual real race." And then some of her friends looked at it and go, "Wow, that's kind of cool." So, same reaction, man. I got Waylon. I don't want to do control.
Talking a whole lot.
Yeah, Waylon's out there yapping. Yeah.
Checkered flag.
He was telling me about his paint job. He said he just redid it. And here's my stance on that is if you wait until qualifying to redo your paint job, well, you're out of luck. Anyways, so if Trading Paints updates it updates it. Because I'm not going to hit Control R and take a risk of messing all these other paint jobs up.
Green flag 5.
I usually empty the folder before the race, hit Control R, make sure all the driver's paints are right before the race starts.
00 to station.
And I'm good. So,
00 to station.
Waylon, don't be changing paint jobs in the middle of qualifying. Okay?
What on earth is it? It's just like this car right now just looks weird. I don't know how to...
It's Waylon, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's Waylon. Yeah.
How he rolls, I know.
Well, right now, Mike T. Bruno is still the man on point. Don't know if anybody can knock him off, which it's a very close time between him and Spence Thompson. Davis Richards right there, looking very good. Zach Lindgren, wow, look at old Zach Lindgren going to start fourth, man. And that's what I'm saying. We could have a first-time winner. Davis Richards, Zach Lindgren, one of those guys could pull the win off night. Even Michael Redding sitting right there in fifth. And then, hey, Bill, we got to give Ryan W. Daniels, the king of restrictor plate racing on iRacing. That's his new name.
Oh, man. So when he says that, now here's a really good question.
Yes, sir.
Does he believe he is better than Jake Nichols and Bobby Chain?
Flag 43.
See, I've never really asked him that. I really never got that deep into that conversation.
We should ask him that sometime. Not here on the broadcast. Put him in a spot there.
Yeah. I don't want to put too much pressure on him, man. But
for one, we don't want him to say yes and make that mistake.
Oh, yeah. Because then we got to challenge that one. Yeah.
Absolutely. If somebody's coming to get you, you better run.
Yeah. That's
I don't know what you've done.
Yeah, I'll be right back. No. Yeah, unfortunately, I live right near a road where that's what you hear every once in a while. Police cars
54
are
to
fired
station,
around right at the window where you can hear everything.
out.
So
Yeah, every once in a
54
while
to
you'll hear.
station.
I think last night my son, my 1-year-old, got in on the action a couple times. He was having a rough night and crying, so I believe it made it to the broadcast a little bit.
What's going on, Michael Bain? How you doing out there?
Checkered flag 43.
Girl gamer. Well, Spence, Speed Racer says it's good to have support from his wife, and that's always good to have support from family members. And then I am no NASCAR fan. I have tested and done good. Don't know what the last part means. That means have you tested NASCAR and done good, or you just? I don't know. What? I mean,
yeah, she probably got out there and drove around and didn't hit anything too hard. And
oh yeah, okay. All right.
Waylon's car just looks jacked to me. It's like somebody hit it with sandpaper or blasted. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on with this.
Let me go to it and see what I'm seeing here. Well, I can see what it looks like, anyways.
It's very ST range.
ST range. Yeah, what I'm showing is Out Front Motorsports on the front, on the side, and then the top of it is.
Looks like it's been sandblasted or something.
Yeah, he ran through a snowstorm one. I don't know, something, or just threw paint all over it. I
don't know. Who knows, man?
Who knows?
And the fact that he had time to come up with that just shows you that the man has nothing better to do.
Absolutely. I mean, hey. It's... Well, getting down to the nitty gritty here on, oh, she tested on iRacing. Okay. Oh, we're doing pretty good out there, Michael. Alright, cool.
Green flag 54.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I can't get my wife near the wheel. She don't want to have it.
I don't let anybody near my stuff.
I really don't either. I'll let my little boy get here, you know.
My 1-year-old, my boy, he'll come up in here and, sit up on my lap here, and he'll pull on the steering wheel, and he pulls it to the left. So we're learning.
There you go. That's all that matters.
I actually worked the throttle for him the other day. Yeah, I worked the throttle for him. He was turning it, and then I realized that the force feedback was on. He hit the wall and it jerked him around for a minute. I was like, oh. So I had to start holding it when I knew he was going to hit something and move away from it. But he actually made it through a whole turn at Michigan without hitting anything.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, we were doing
Speed
about
Racer
50,
said out there, he said not enough money to finish painting his car.
Well, that's probably true, too.
Yeah, Yeah, I've got my rig.
Congratulations.
Set, so he can't.
Before we do an interview with Bruno, I'm going to turn this over to Andrew Cardinelli. He's got something special coming up to do for this month and for the holiday coming up. So I'm going to let him explain it to y'all. And
they're going to explain something first, and then
we're going to get an interview with the night's pole winner, Mike T. Bruno.
Hey guys, so as you may or may not know, I do some paints with this whole iRacing thing, and I decided I would put that to good use and make some patriotic windshield banners, just like NASCAR does in the NASCAR Cup Series. And so I do have banners for the Xfinity and trucks, and they will be available on the TN Designs page. If you make a kind donation to a military charity, suggestions would be Mission 22, Wounded Warriors Project, etc. If you make a donation, you can get whatever you want written on the banner. If you don't, it will alternate between TN Designs and NMNTS on the banner. And I think it's just a great way to hopefully get some awareness to these charities, get some money into them, and get a good patriotic look out on the racetrack.
Not bad.
And if you do need the banner put onto your car, I can do that. That's no problem. Otherwise, I'll basically send you a file with the banner in the right place that you just add in as a layer.
Now, that is cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
all right, guys.
Good
That's something pretty cool that we felt like we were going to do for all the military and all those foundations that Andrew mentioned. As you know, we do like to do things like that, so it's a great thing
That will
I
look
will
great on my
personally
Wounded
be
Warrior
making
Project car
a
for Sunday
donation
night.
to one of those foundations.
There you go.
Like I said, I encourage everyone to do the same. For everyone out there who may be listening to the broadcast right now, if Joe is broadcasting it, I want to thank you for your service, past and present. At this time, I'm going to let Joe take it over with the pole sitter interview.
Well, gentlemen, we're here. Mike T. Bruno, tonight's pole winner. You got a copy? Is Joe out in the booth? Got a copy?
10-4, bud, I got you.
I'll tell you what, last night was a thriller, man, at Kansas City. Almost pulled it off, but you followed the man right into the wall with him. But hey, it's past and present there. Nonetheless, you got it on pole tonight. How's that car feel, man, going in here to Talladega? You think you got what it takes to pull it off the win tonight?
Man, it's Talladega. As you know, as much as I do, it's anything can happen, but I feel pretty good about it. I'm glad I got the pole. You know, that was the only stipulation was if I get the pole, I'll stay out front. If not, I was going to drop to the back. So I'm just going to ride it out, see how it goes, and hope for the best.
Well, absolutely. I'll tell you what, awesome time there. Guys, man, this Talladega, just like Mike just said, it's going to be a lot of wheeling action side by side, door to door. I know it's hot conditions out there, slick, but it's a super speedway, 2.66 miles around this monster track here tonight for the Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. Well, I'll tell you what, we go from a small track to a huge one here, and we're going to love every minute of it as we put on a great show. You guys do each and every night. Love it up here in the booth. Me and John's going to call all the action. Good luck. And oh, yeah, by the way, we'll go ahead and put him on a star-studded field here. You got a ringer in the crowd, Ryan W. Daniels. So keep it in check. Good luck, gentlemen.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
You like that,
Listen at him.
I muted it.
He said, I never said they're all going to leave him in the dust, baby. Oh, man.
Oh, good deal.
You know he's just sitting there with steam rolling out his ears right now.
Well, we just had to put him on the spotlight, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, you want to talk a talk, you better walk the walk, buddy.
Absolutely. I told him, man, hey, look, if you definitely, if you wanted to be, man, the man, we're going to put you up there as the man. Yeah, I got a feeling that he can get it done. So, you know, I mean, like we said,
well, we got to give him credit. He's really not bad at it.
No, he's not.
You know,
and
really
anybody
not.
can. I mean, you got Zach Lingard up there, Davis
can.
Richards. Well, anybody can tonight. I mean, it is. I'm still going to hold to my guns. It's just Talladega. It's just Talladega. It's plate racing. I mean, heck, even the real racing proved that anybody could win. I'm not taking anything away from any of the Cup drivers or Ricky Stenhouse Jr. pulling the win off his first career victory. And they were also throwing stats out at Talladega as far as like, this is a track where most guys get their first and only win ever. So, yeah, it comes hand in hand with
like
that.
Richard Brickhouse.
There you go. So it runs hand in hand. So hey, either way, we wish him the best.
And Brickhouse was a person, not the song.
Well, we hope so. Anyways. Oh man.
Well, people,
Yeah.
here we go. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you don't enjoy this type of racing, which hopefully they do a good job. Let me preface this by saying if they don't wreck the ever-loving crap out of each other, we should enjoy this.
Absolutely. I agree with you. As we're getting set here to go. Green flag racing here tonight, folks. Normally I'd say under the lights, but no under the lights here tonight. It's Talladega. And I'm gonna tell you what, it's gonna be fast paced, hot and heavy. Let's go ahead and get our gridding order, so to speak, here. Here we go. Got a gridding order. Tonight's pole winner, Mike T. Bruno, putting it out front. Spence Thompson, the champ in the Truck Series, in second. Davis Richards there, sitting in third. Zach Lingard in fourth. You got Michael Redding, the Evil Knievel himself, starting fifth. And there you go, the dead ringer man himself, the king of restricted plates on iRacing. Ryan W. Daniels starting sixth. Blake Fillon in seventh. Terry Perry Mason starting eighth. Kenneth Yance, Mr. MotorSim Racing Magazine himself, starting ninth. Billy Hardgrove in 10th. And as we look through the rest of this field, I'll say it, and I'll say it every night. Star-studded. I mean, any one of these guys, that's restrictor plate racing, folks. These guys can get it done. Wow.
And as much as I want to pick somebody, you know, I just feel terrible. No, I can't do it, man. Because every time we do, it ends up bad.
Go ahead.
And if I pick somebody and they end up having a problem, and I'm never going to forgive myself.
Man, come on, man. That's what makes it fun.
Is it? Ruining somebody's night makes it fun?
I don't think of it that way.
Now I know why you filled up your nights with 7 or 9 races in 1 week. You love ruining people's nights.
That's it. I just love ruining their races, folks. Call me Evil Joe up here in the booth.
Oh, man. Well, I'll put it to you this way. The person that I would really enjoy seeing have a good run would be Craig Lerman in that 43.
Yeah. Yep.
Because he just continues to just work away at it and try, and every week he's getting better and races people clean, you know, gets caught up in stuff here and there, but this is a racetrack where, like I said, somebody who's not always up front, they can turn some things around right here and get a little confidence of these guys, and I believe that would be a big boost for him.
Absolutely. I agree with you right there. As we're getting set here to go green flag racing here, as these cars pull off, and you know, what we're going to see is a lot of wheel-to-wheel action, I feel. A lot of, you know, door-to-door. But I'm with you. What you mentioned something earlier is, I hate to say it, don't want to jinx anybody. Hopefully it don't happen to anyone, but I got a feeling with these cars, that snap loose in the rear is probably going to happen to somebody. Hopefully it don't happen up front and take out half the field. But, yeah, it might be bad.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it. You can't feel it. You have no idea it's coming.
Yep.
You're just turning and trying to come off the corner, and next thing you know, you're just around. And it's something about these cars, you know, whether it's the way the air hits you or the way that they've done the setup in these things, but there's nothing you can do about it. You're just along for the ride, and it's nothing you did wrong.
Yep, absolutely. As we're getting set here, folks, I want to appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. We came out to the right place, the right time, and the right track here. Talladega Motor Speedway here tonight. Has thunder in action here for the Monday Night Thunder guys, as these guys are going to get set to do battle around this 2.66 mile track. As there's a pace cars coming out of that huge turn 4. It's going to be taking it off down here in the tri-oval and make that hard left turn off on pit road. And it's going to set sail, going to let loose here tonight's pole winner at Mike T. Bruno. He's going to set the field here. He's got that Bass Pro Shop machine out front, so we're about to see him and these guys as pace car is in, green flags in the air. We got 109 laps here tonight. These guys are about to storm. Slow. There we go. Green flag, hammer down. They are still stacked 2 by 2. We're about to see some wheeling action going around here. As they get up to speed, it's going to take them about a lap or so to get up to speed. Well, there's a lot of dust and dirt on that track too, John. You see that?
Yeah, it absolutely is. When you're out there, you're kicking rocks around everything. You'd swear that you were at Darlington or Rockingham.
Wow. Well, right now, Mike T. Bruno, he's got Spence Thompson on the outside. Folks, we're going to try to keep up with as much of this action as we can, because right now, the man out front, Spence Thompson, is rolling going down the back stretch. He's got a 2-car tandem between him and Zach Lindgren. He's got that Miller machine. As they take it to the front with ease, behind them, they're still stacked door to door.
Well, Lindgren did a great job of pushing him right there, just put the bumper on him and gave him a little shove to get him up front there. Bruno's going to catch up with him here, probably bring that 51 or Richards with him.
Yeah, right now the Evil Knievel machine himself on the inside there of old Gale Toyota machine of Ryan W. Daniels. They're 3 wide behind them.
Yeah, I believe that's the 4 of Nellinger back there. He needs to get down and get back in line with these guys here. But you see the spots that Ryan lost right there. He's going to try to squeeze back down this inside line, as that's a way to be, you know, the best place for you to be right now. Oh, and he gets squirrely coming off.
Uh-oh, got loose. That's what we was talking about. The same exact thing right there. Now, there you go. Look at old Mr. Sim Spec himself. One of the Motor Sim Racing magazines. That's Kenneth Jans pulling it up in 7th spot. There's still 2, 3 wide behind them. They're 2 wide up front. You got Davis Richards at Birdie's Construction Machine looking good, but you got a 2-car breakaway up front.
do. This inside line is going to get themselves gathered back up here. The outside line is really going to need a lot of help. And I need that 4 and the 59 of Levine to get up here and give them a good shove.
Yeah, he does. Right now, Spence Thompson, the man out front, but that high line, now it's a different set here between what we saw in the Cup race as opposed to these. That high line will work with these cars along with the trucks. So you're going to see that outside lane be able to pull up there. As you're seeing right now, that is Mike T. Bruno. He's got Michael Redding on the outside, who did a wonderful job at the Daytona IROC race. Man, I tell you what, he wheeled that machine around that whole entire thing. It was awesome. Right now, that outside lane is bringing it on. They might have some help by Kenneth Yoss here soon.
Yeah, I think some guys that run on the bottom realize that maybe they can make up some spots going to the top. Because if you've got guys up there that know how to draft and push on each other and get off of you when they need to, because you don't want to be pushing here in the turns. That outside line is really fast here.
Yeah, absolutely. Right there, you've got 3-4 cars up the top side, excuse me, and then you got them down low. Now you've got a 2-car tandem. They are still side by side storming around this high bank 2.66 mile track. Talladega, as they storm off down the back stretch, they are still 2 abreast.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing about these cars versus the Cup and the truck. These cars will overheat a lot faster than the Cup car and the truck does. So you're going to see these guys like Redding just did right there behind Mike Bruno. Just dip that nose down for a second, get some air to it. Yes, you lose a little bit of that draft, but sometimes it will also help you be able to pull back up to him. And the best place to do that will be back here on the back stretch, where you're just going to dip down to the left of that guy, or on the front stretch and the back stretch. Dip down, get some air in that thing, because these things will overheat in no time.
Absolutely, right there. You see those things. They look a little wiggly as they coming down, storming off into turn number 1. Right there, you got to look. Davis Richards taking on the outside. You still got Zach
Oh, we got
Linger.
a wreck back there.
Oh, got a huge one?
The 94 went around. I'm sure he got some help there, but
Oh, yeah, 94. He collected a few other cars with him. That's what we were talking about earlier. I mean, we saw Ryan Daniels get very wiggly and loose early on. Let's see what happened here on this replay, if we can get a shot. Now, they were 3 wide back there, John.
but that looks like net code between him and the 22.
Yeah, Tyler Justice right there on his back deck lid. They were just 3 wide stacked up. Oh, he got loose, and then Tyler Justice nowhere to go. A couple other cars, like 00 right there. Man, just one of them deals. Everything happens so fast here on this track. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the 22 had some room down there on the inside to get down and away from him. But at least on my replay, it looks a little like netcode was involved.
Yeah. Whoa. Folks, I'm going to go ahead and apologize now if we lose the stream. I got storms in the area, so if I lose power, that'll be why, because I think it's blinking.
Yeah,
just
it's pretty bad down there where you're at, Brian.
Yeah, so I'll apologize, folks, if we lose a stream in the middle of this race. That is probably the reason why. I'll go ahead and give a heads up. I just saw it kind of. But either way, man, they got some fireworks and thundering happening on the track so far right here tonight.
Yeah, it's just a shame that had to get a caution right there, but I'll tell you who's happy to get it is Ryan.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking at my radar here on my thing, and yeah, we got some storms around us. So, like I said, if we lose it, we lose it. If we'll try to get it back. But
ain't nothing we can do about Mother Nature.
That's it. I can't do nothing about Mother Nature. Absolutely. So, let's stay with it. Here we go as long as we can. Let's see if we can't get a talk with old Zach Linger.
Andrew, I will get a black.
All right, we'll wait till Eric Tesh be quiet.
Yeah, they got several guys got some flags here they got to get cleared, so they're trying to straighten that out.
All right, well, we'll give them a few seconds here. We'll talk amongst ourselves about what we've seen so far is pretty much what we thought. These cars are very slick, very wiggly, and they're going to snap out from under you very quickly. John Marine out there, don't mess it up. Yeah, I don't want to mess it up either. That's one thing. Yeah, if we rain out.
Yeah, at least you won't be like Brad Wilson and Michael Redding when we raced the other night. They had to get out of the race because they had tornadoes in the area.
Oh, yeah, they
and
did.
Brad Wilson actually had one touchdown right near his house.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like Kid Escape or whatever.
Yeah, we had some down at Eden, North Carolina, which is about 30-minute drive for me, that really tore up some stuff a couple days ago.
Wow.
10, 3, and 4.
I believe they got everything sorted out. If you want to try to talk to Zach now.
Zach Klinger, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe. Go ahead.
Well, Zach, I tell you what, you had a good qualifying effort there in that Miller Lite machine, looking good. You're up there in second spot right now. I know it's only been a couple laps here. How's the thing feel out there in the draft so far?
Yeah, it's a little scary, Joe. It's a little sketchy, but it's feeling really good right now, let me tell you.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, you're looking really good out there, and as exciting racing so far going on, as always, guys. Just give you a little heads up, Brad and all of y'all are listening. I got storms in my area, so if I lose the stream in the middle, that's probably because I lost power. All right, so just kind of give you a heads up if something happens like that. But other than that, man, there's a lot of thundering happening on this track at Talladega Super Speedway here tonight already. A lot of action on what we saw. Guys, man, it's a thriller. Talladega. Keep it up. See you at 109. Good luck. All right. Well, want to give them a heads up out there. Just Brad, so they know what's going on, just in case.
So I'm looking in the chat here, going back. I was tied up in that race and had some messages. Michael Bain was talking about if the car's getting light coming onto the tri-oval, and they definitely do right there. But it can also happen to you coming off of 2 to hit the backstretch, and the reason for that is if you're on the bottom, you've got so much wheel in it and carrying so much speed, especially in the draft, that the back end will just come out on you in these cars, what we were talking about. So it can happen on both ends of the track, but in my experience with it happening to me, it's been off of 2 more than 4.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, Just Christie, not a problem. Number 72, Sim Spec PC Towers right there. That is awesome. www.sim-spec.com. It's an awesome, good picture right there of what Kenneth Johnson's out there driving tonight. It's actual sponsor he's got, man, on the side of that car. So it looks very good out there. And
a great thing about their site is that they've got these computers already built to terrific specs to work with iRacing and plenty of other games as well. But you can also go in and special order and tell them what you want, and then they'll price it for you. But they've got the prices listed right there. There's nothing hidden. They tell you every little thing that's in there. Completely transparent process from what I've seen. A very good website, and looks like they built some outstanding machines.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I mean, awesome sponsor. I mean, it's an actual sponsor he knows and real and all, and it's just neat to see. I mean, I really, really like to see that kind of interaction. Right now, Kenneth Johnson's in 9th spot, going to be starting up there. So, and look old Blake Phelan, man, right there, going to be starting in the 3rd spot.
Yeah.
So,
look who else up there, Craig Lerman in that 43.
Yeah,
sporting those U.S. Army colors, baby.
I hear you. Good deal, man.
There we go.
Wow. And, we really mean it. It could be anybody's race tonight. I'd love to see a first-time winner. I'm still going to stick to my, the king of iRacing restrictor plates, Ryan W. Daniels. I ain't letting him live that down. The ringer, so to speak. How's that?
Yeah. And there's 2 Army cars out there. The 62 of David Heiser.
Yes, sir.
Has one as well. But, so, hey, they're in Army cars. If you're in an Army car, I like you.
Yeah. He likes Air Force, too.
Yeah, well, my car's going to be an Army car in Extreme. You'll see
support. They're good support, though.
Yeah, I got Andrew Carnelli working on some paint as well, and another friend of mine doing the paint for me. So I have a couple different Army-looking cars.
I will. Hey, what's going on, All Pro, man? I'll tell you what's happening out there, man. As always, man, love it. These guys are about to get it done here. As That pace car's going to take that hard left turn off on pit road, and these machines are about to thunder them around here. 2.66 mile Super Speedway, Talladega, here tonight. Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. Man out front, Spence Thompson's going to put the hammer down and storm to turn number 1 here. As you have got it right there. Zach Lingern on the outside. And now look at that. Blake Villon is holding on, and Mike T. Bruno's right behind him. Got a bunch of the newer style guys up front there. Hopefully they'll be able to have a good run by the end of this one, John.
Yeah, so that outside line did not get a good restart there. There's too much space between that 51 and 43. And I believe that's the 75 behind the 43. Those guys on restart, you really need to be one behind the other and stacked up with each other here to get a good run.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, Robbie Buckner, boy, he got shuffled out there and had to move around. Another thing we didn't bring up, too, is that yellow line, out of bounds line. You can't go past it here in this league, and iRacing, real life, and anything. So right now, the cars up front are in a breakaway. Spence Thompson's been abandoned control this whole entire race so far. Right behind him, he's got, is that Zach Lingern? No, Blake Villon.
Yeah, the 11 car of Blake Villon. And Bruno behind him, Mike Redding, and Kenneth Yance on the inside line.
Well, you know I love it, man, because he's got a bunch of Fords up there, and they're trying to run down those Chevrolets. As always, it's looking good. But he's got Mr. Evil Knievel, Michael Redding. That guy, man, knows how to wheel it around. A 2.66 here at a Talladega Super Speed. Look at those cars jump around. I just think they're evil handling right now.
They're that way from start to finish on corner exit in the draft. You really got to wheel those things and take it easy. But the thing is, your wheel input's got to be really fine and tuned. You know, you really got to take it easy and not be too jerky with that wheel. You got to be very smooth.
Absolutely right there. Good shot riding up underneath there along with Mike T. Bruno as he gets a good bump draft going up on the man in front of him there. That's Blake Villon right there on the outside. Zach Lingern's going to try to bring this thing. He lingers around every time we turn around, and he might linger around enough to win something tonight. As he takes it to the front, he's got Davis Richards with him, but he leaves him out to dry to opt to go to the inside as he takes the lead.
Yeah, outside line's going to need a ton of help right here. Need these guys to get lined up so they can catch a draft and catch up with them a little bit, but it takes some time to make that happen.
Absolutely. Well, Just Christie's out there, man, spotted David A. Levine's car, which is the purple one she is out there raving about, who is actually sitting right now in the 6th spot. That is actually the 59 machine you're talking about. And she says, got to tell Ken to paint a purple car, and he'll say probably, no.
Well, I don't know. He may not tell her no.
Yeah, but that's true.
We don't know how that works. But, yeah, David Levine, that's a Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ford Mustang. Raven operates on the side as he has with every race, but David is a real estate agent in the Carolinas.
He absolutely is. Right now, we are side by side, door to door here at this Super Speedway. Zach Lingern out front. You got Davis Richards right there in second. Spence Thompson's really just flipping between who's second, third, just so much because they're still door to door coming down the back stretch.
Yeah, and all you're trying to do here is just go with the line that's got the momentum and just set yourself up. If you're trying to stay up front, it's a very good strategy. Just keep your momentum as much as you can. If that means you got to switch from one line to the other.
Yeah, absolutely. And right there, Zach Lingern still trying to hold up. He's got Davis Richards on the outside looking very good. He's got Birdie's Construction. You got the AC Delco on the inside. They're still side by side as they storm off here. Lap number 14 of 109. Folks, you are in for a treat because this is what you're going to see all race long. Actually, even if they did green flag stops, they all would have to probably come down at the same time.
Yep, they pretty much would. And the reason you're going through these cars is because of the way they handle. You need the tires on it.
Absolutely. You have definitely, right now, these cars are jumping around a little bit. They are doing some awesome bump drafting. Right there, Davis Richards trying to take that high side. He's got help with him in the form of, hey, Craig Lerman, look at that.
Yeah, taking that U.S. Army machine up there, trying to get up front.
Absolutely.
And David Levine is going to give him a good push right here, and they got a good run coming on that outside line.
It is what the theme I'm seeing right now here, John, is you get out front and you dump the guy on the outside. Problem is, then the outside line comes. But boy, I tell you what, Zach Lingern says he ain't having none of that. He goes up high to help Craig out. He's on the outside there going for the lead.
Yeah, and sometimes you sit behind a guy and you think, I'm really going to run this guy over. You think you're so much faster, and you break out of that and get somebody else to help you, and then you realize, wait a minute, now I'm not going anywhere. So maybe you're faster behind that guy, and maybe you should stay behind him next time. but we'll see how it works out here for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Right there, 2x2. 3 wide behind him. Tommy Haynes, he's got 3 wide of the 75. Zach, actually, that's, Terry Perry Mason.
Yeah, it looked like Mason got a little bit high there, got out of the draft, and Tommy stuck it in there. And now look at Spence Thompson goes up there and blocks Lindgren and is going to run with him. And Davis Richards on the bottom of Blake Fallone behind him and Mike Bruno.
It is. I tell you what, it is a hornet's nest and a fight up front. These guys, man, are all over the place. Ooh, the 59. He's going to be very careful where he's at. He's thinking about taking a 3 wide because he could easily clip that 43, but he takes it down low. Ooh, that was a very dicey move. He still takes a 3 wide.
Oh, he was thinking about taking that line back, and now he can now.
Yeah.
Lerman falls in behind him, but for anything, that was just for safety's sake, that move right there. Very smart
Absolutely.
driving.
Yeah, because that was very close. Just to say, it's just like real racing, folks. It does not take much to turn a guy here. As we saw actually in the real race, the deal between Chase Elliott, he barely brushed him, and it turned that car. Same deal here. It wouldn't take much to send one of these cars sailing. So, no, it wouldn't be like anything on purpose. It's just, hey, it's bump drafting and restricted plate racing.
Yeah, especially as we get closer to the end and these guys want to go and put themselves in position, you're going to see them push a little bit harder. You might even see him pushing in the corner, and the problem with that is if you're not hitting the guy square, right in the dead center of his bumper there, if you go to the left or the right, you can get him turned and bent out of shape in no time.
Absolutely. Right there, Spence Thompson power to the outside. He is bringing it to the front. Zach Lingard all over the back end of him. David A. Levine on the high side, but do not count out David Richards on the bottom with that Birdie's Construction Machine. Looking very good. He's got help behind him by the Napa machine there, the number 11. Another Napa machine we haven't seen who got caught up in a wreck. That's Tyler Justice, who was back in... Well, Tyler Justice one lap down, still in the 30th spot, but he could get it back. Long way to go.
Yeah, anything could happen here, man. I mean, just one little accident here, one little bad shove, you can take out 10 cars and you'll make up a ton of spots. So, really, you just want to try to get your lap back here and hope everything goes well. But obviously, we don't want to see a bunch of cars get taken out here. We're hoping this thing will go the way it is because it's a lot of great racing and, makes for a fantastic finish at the end.
Man, absolutely. Definitely. We're not sitting here wanting to see anything. Everybody I know in the chat's like, yeah, wreck. Now, we don't see no wrecks. Come on, guys. We want to see these guys running.
Wreck.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about it. Oh, and that is a huge one. That took a lot of them out.
And just what I was saying about pushing a guy in the corner.
Wow. Well, let's go back and watch that one on the replay here, folks. We're gonna hang this one here on the grandstand here. That's Zach Lingard was getting a little wiggly up front.
Yeah, but you'll see the 11 get into the left rear bumper.
Oh man. Well, according to phrase of the ringer out there, pile up and turn 4. That was wow. Hate to see that one. Let's man, a lot of cars involved in that one. The number 11 of Blake Fallone, he was up front there, got involved. Let's watch it from a different angle here. Like you said, very easy. Everything happened so quick here. And yeah, he barely touched him too, John. Just barely got into him, man. And it was just a nowhere to go scenario. If you're... Yeah, just nowhere to go.
Yeah, and that's all it takes there. But I'll tell you what, Ryan Daniels made it through there. Squeaky clean.
Well, let's watch it one more time here in slow-mo. Here is the big one, folks. Yep, already. Let's watch the kind of wreck here in slow-mo. So watching the leaders come around. And, Blake Fallone, he's right there. He just barely caught the rear. Davis Richards turned him. He came up into Bruno, David Levine, Spence Thompson, just to name a few. Wow. Kenneth Janssen, unfortunately, involved. Man, look at John Barron. Oh, well, you got to be kidding me. The 69. Whoa, is he going to make... You have got to be kidding me with the 69. Did you just see that?
I did. And I think that Nedlinger made it through there without any damage.
Wow, that was awesome. Well, That's the big one here at Talladega, folks, and that's how fast it can happen. Definitely. So, wow. What you think?
It's a little bit earlier than I thought we would see that, but
Oh, yeah.
it happened nevertheless. So,
Well, I think a lot of it's a product of the car, too. I mean, these cars are just so ill handling. It doesn't take much to get on the back deck lid and the bumper of someone, and we just saw it right there. Didn't take much of a turn, and turned it.
yeah, that's what you really got to, say ride on the brake a little bit. You don't want to lift but so much because you break your momentum. The best thing you can do is drag that brake, and when you're racing here, you need to just rest that left foot on that brake and know that you need to drag it some, especially when you're so close to a guy in front of you. You keep your momentum up, and it doesn't break that, but it keeps you off of that guy's bumper.
Christy said somebody better call AAA.
I believe if you called them, they probably wouldn't pick up the phone. They wouldn't want to have to deal with all that.
Well, there we go. Let's showcase old Ryan Dan. He's coming down to the pit road, as he's probably got scared to death out of that one, as he's got that Gale Toyota machine, Walgreens on the back, and that's actually where he works at now. He used to work for Gale Toyota, so looking real good out here. And I'm seeing Waylon Lamb's paint job. It looks like somebody just threw some white all over it. And then there's the purple machine that Just Christie likes. So, that was the big one. Good news is they have fast fixes. Bad news is they wrecked.
Yeah, and it's lap 21.
Yes.
It's a long, long way to go to not have any fast fixes left for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, and on the restrictor plate, that's a bad feeling to have here. So,
Mm-hmm. I believe that the 4 may get a wave around here. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he should get to wave around. So we had about 10 or 12 cars there tangled up in that wreck, and unfortunate for them, they won't have a fast fix, so now they've got to race very smart and clean and hopefully not get wrapped up in somebody else's wreck here. And the lights are off on the pace car. Are we going back to green flag racing? So I'll give you a rundown here. We've got the 4 of John Nedlinger on the point here. Spence Thompson on the outside. Chris Baines, Kyle Pokrefke, Davis Richards in 5th. Sawyer Ott 6th. Chris Akers 7th. John Barron 8th. DJ Hargrove 9th. And David Heiza in 10th. After that wreck, Bruno was back in 13th. Blake Fallone in the 11 that was running up front. He's back in 15th now. Tommy Haynes in the 17 running 17th. Kenneth Yance in 20th. getting ready to go to the restart here. And what they need to do here, and the trick to these restarts is you've got to not want to go as soon as the pace car is gone. You got to have drafting help here. So we'll see if this 4 and 82, 51, and 54 here need to hook up, and that outside line has got to do something. And John Barron's got to get up there and help these guys in that 69 car.
All right, well, we go back here. We're going back to green flag racing again here, John. I'll tell you what, that was the big one here at Daytona. Excuse me, Talladega. Well, that happens at Daytona too. But right now, John Nedlinger out front. Wow, with Chris Baines right behind him.
Yeah, they got a good restart right there. What we're talking about there, not wanting to get too far ahead. Some guys, as soon as that pace car is gone, they want to go. But here, that's not doing yourself any favors, and they're going to leave that 4 out there. No, and he shoots back down the track now.
Yes, he does. An 82 on the outside. That's Chris Baines. You got Davis Richards right there near him, behind him, helping him out. Spence Thompson's up top. Well, I tell you, they're back at it. Man, that 51. Well, he is all over. He's got crawled up in that accident before. Got back out front. Man, looking very good. Well, these guys are just in a dogfight. Like I said, we might have a first-time winner here again tonight.
Yeah, I believe it was a smart move there by Nedlinger. I mean, obviously, he made it through that wreck. A great driving job by him to get up there, and now he's got good track position.
Yeah, absolutely. Right there, John's looking very good as these guys are storming around. They're almost 3 wide. I thought Spence Thompson was going to try it there for a minute. But no, they stay 2 wide, 2 deep, all the way back here to the back part. Folks, man, this is what you call, this is restrictor plate racing right here. I mean, bar none, this is what you're going to see all race long.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you can have any success here is stay up front or, lead laps and win the races. You got to have somebody helping you. You can't do anything here on your own. So John's just got to stay up there, be patient, be smooth, and these guys will work with him and help him keep that good track position.
Absolutely. This is awesome right here. I mean, these guys, Spence Thompson, man, he is diving off down there. He's looking on the outside, still trying to push Chris Baines to the front. And he might do it here, but it's still a dogfight up front either way.
Yeah, and all these guys can do is just pedal down and draft as good as they can. But the inside line is, really where you want to be right now. But the outside line's doing a good job of, holding their own with those guys right now. It's only 4 cars lined up out there, and they're really not lined up that well.
Absolutely. Well, girl gamer out there is getting a little nervous because, man, her husband's out front leading this one, and she just don't know. She just saw what happened to the leader a little bit ago. He got turned, but Spence Thompson looking on the outside. And what we talked about before, John, was the outside lane here. Now, what we see now is these cars aren't bunched together. They're kind of just spread out. The thing about these cars is they can suck back up to each other very well. They can catch that draft and pull back together easily. I would say more easily than the Cup car does.
Oh, the Cup car acts like there's a big old plow on the front of the thing, and it just catches a bunch of air.
Yes, it
does. Very
does.
difficult to do it. But, you can go around here in these cars with about quarter to half throttle when you're behind somebody. But like I said, too, you still, may have to drag a little brake when you get down in the corner as you do scrub speed off. But if you're in somebody's draft, it wants to suck up to their bumper right there, and that's what we saw in that accident.
And right there, you saw these cars, they were split up just a little bit, then all of a sudden now they're forming back up in a line, 2 by 2. Ooh, you got a blinker on the outside. That's not what you want to see, man, running around here at 190-some mile an hour as the guy in front of you blinking because you're going to lose control. Look at the dust and rocks, everything fly up off the ground there from the rear deck lid that we were seeing. I tell you what appreciate everybody coming out tonight, because you came out and saw a thriller here at Talladega Motor Speedway Grand National Series presented by MotorSims Racing Magazine, and these guys are putting on a show. Doesn't have the big one, and unfortunately it was early, but hopefully that'll be the only one.
Yeah, I hope so, because it'll just make for some really good racing here. And also, if we have another one, those guys that were involved that don't have a fast fix, their night will most likely be over at these speeds and, catching any type of damage there. But yeah, that 82 right now is just having a tough time. I believe that's why Spence has kind of backed off. He's really not going to push him right now and force this issue with him, with the fact that he was blinking, and he's not really holding a fantastic line at the moment. You get a little nervous on that outside line because these guys, you see that 51 popping up a little bit. He's just trying to get some air into the car because these things will overheat fast, as we talked about earlier.
Yes, it does. Right there, they are still stacked 2x2 and a wheel-to-wheel coming around this storming 2.66 High Bank Super Speedway, Talladega Motor Speedway. And the man out front, John Nedlinger, boy, I tell you what, he's got his wife out there watching, and she's loving every minute of it. On the edge of her seat, nervous as nervous could be, because he's got the number 4 out front. But he's got a battle on the outside, a man who wants to win just as much as he does, and he's got the champ in the Truck Series, Spence Thompson, pushing him around this huge super speedway.
Now, there's the one thing that Nedlinger doesn't want to do is look in his mirror and say, all right, this guy's running up high, and let me move up a little bit. Run your line as the leader, because then what that does with the guy behind you is he thinks you're not holding the line. What you're really trying to do is you think you're staying in his draft. He's moving up for a reason. And then what happens is you break that draft off when you make moves like that. So he just needs to focus on his line and get some help, especially when you're being up front. You don't have to worry about getting hot. All you got to do is run your line. And now we see him shoot up to the high side.
Ooh.
Thinking about working with Spence, and yeah, he does, and Spence is going to go right by him here.
Yeah, he's going to get hung out to dry there on that one, man. I tell you what, it's going to stack the whole field up, as he's just going to be on that outside, just continuing to go by unless somebody commits to try to go up to the high side with him, or he gets back in the line here. I'm going to keep an eye on it, so because, you know, it's kind of dangerous where he's at, and
he may be trying to fall back here on purpose also, because with these guys up front, they were all over him. And, you know, with his tires being where they were and some of these guys pitted, maybe he was just be a little bit more comfortable in the back and let this thing sort itself out up front.
Look, girl gamer out there said, are we talking to her? Yeah, that was John Nedlinger out front, wasn't it? Yeah. So, well, now here's another thing. Chris Baines, he's up there blinking. Is that what you really want to see the leader doing?
No, absolutely not. That's why Spence was laid back off of him right there, because when these cars blink, and I had one happen to me, he was blinking so bad, and the next thing you know, he comes back onto the track, and he's actually inside of my car, and it wrecked us. You know, just part of that computer thing and iRacing deal, but you just got to stay back away from them. And the good thing is, when you want to get rid of somebody like that, you just draft with somebody else.
Yeah, that is true. Right now, Davis Richards don't have much choice right now. He's stuck behind him. So I'm saying, if you're in Davis Richards' shoes right now, do you just sit back, like you said, and go, pray that this guy doesn't blink, like you say, and disappear for long enough to where I go shooting through him, and then he reappears, and we all wreck again?
Yeah, I see he's blinking again right there. I was going to say it looked like it was under control, but he's got something going on with his connection there. But yeah, you definitely don't want to see that from the leader at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, it is a fight up front. I mean, we've got about 8, but I'm going to say almost 10 cars right there that are side by side, not giving an inch. They are put together, man, tighter than 2x4s with some nails out there, because it is a nail biter so far. These are evil handling cars. They're jumping around. This is hot, slick track here. Very fast, folks. We're talking about 190-some mile-an-hour, inches off of the bumpers as they storm down the back stretch here at Talladega Motor Speedway.
And John Nedlinger right there, he was up the track, back down the track, and he's trying to get it cooled off, but he's also still trying to get a run so he doesn't lose that draft. Now he's got to go to the high side, as he's going to lose a draft on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Right there. Tell you what, on the outside, Spence Thompson's got the outside lane rolling, and he's got help. And Paul Pokrevsky is helping him. Pokrevsky. But how do you pronounce the darn thing?
It's Pokrevsky.
Not Poker. Okay, my bad.
You said you had it right the first time.
Oh, okay. Well, we hadn't said it in a while. It's one of them names you got to practice, you know. Ooh, I tell you what, that 82, man, that would make me nervous sitting there blinking like that. But right now, though, Kyle, he did the right thing with the 95 machine and pushed the 89 of Spence Thompson straight to the front. The 11's on the outside of Blake Fillon. And look at John Behringer. Well, that's another one. Man, having an awesome run here in the MotorSim Racing Magazine. And he's got his teammate. Well, I was saying that teammate, Kenneth Yance behind him.
Yeah, trying to work with him there, but that time he threw it in there and thought he was too close to the inside line. Overcorrected, went way high right there, so kind of broke off their momentum that they've got on that high side.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you what. Hang on a minute. John's in a Toyota, Ken's in a Chevy. I thought they were supposed to be teammates.
Who knows, man? You know, Ken is his own guy. He's gonna do what he wants.
Yeah, true. Let's get Just Christie after. Well, right now, I think John Barron's just going, well, how in the world did I get up here?
Well, that can happen. Your strategy could be, I'm going to sit in the back and, just see what happens, and I'm going to wait and race at the end, as we see guys do, even, on Sundays when they race here. Guys do that, and then they come up out of nowhere. But when you have wrecks in front of you and you make it through there and you find yourself up front, and that strategy you had, now you're like, well, crap, what do? Do I go or do I go back to the back?
You know what? And that's a lot of times my strategy. I always end up saying, I'm going to run maybe towards the back, maybe middle or something. Then I end up there up front somehow just riding around. Next thing I know, I get pulled to the front, and I'm up there, and I'm like, okay, well, might as well try to stay. But right now, Spence Thompson is the man out front. He's got Kyle sitting right there on his back deck lid. But out behind the outside of him, looks like that's the number, what is that? Is that the 54 car? Yep.
Yeah,
that's Chris Akers.
54. Chris Akers up there. And the outside line is starting to form up there. See, 17.
Tommy Haynes.
Man, that car's all over the place.
That's what what I was noticing out there, John. These cars look like they're just eel-handling beast out there right now. And it just seems like that, we mentioned it. It wants to snap out from under you. I got a feeling that they're just evil handling.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I just got a feeling they're evil handling. I mean, hey.
They are. And when you're the car on the outside and you've got so much space between you and the car in front of you, what happens is that air that the inside line is creating comes across and hits your car. So the best thing you can do if you're the 17 or the 11 right here, you've got to be closer to those cars in front of you so you're getting the draft off of them and you're not catching that dirty air from the inside line.
Absolutely. Right now, Spence Thompson is still out front, but Chris Akers pulls that thing with Sawyer Oat. There you go. Got it right.
No, you didn't.
I didn't? Oh.
You said Oat again.
Oh, my Lord. I'm sorry, man. Dang, I thought I was on to something, man. All right.
Yeah, you.
I apologize to you, Sawyer.
We talked about it in the official race I was in with him the other night. I told him that's his name from now on. There's just no way.
I apologize. Well, I really do. I will get it right. I just, Sawyer Ott. That's it. Sawyer Ott. I don't know where I'm getting the oat from. I have no clue where I'm getting that from. But nonetheless, he's sitting up there really good. He's got Tommy Haynes, last night's winner. Folks, I'll tell you what, if you wanted to see, you're seeing a thriller right now. If you want to see another thriller, go watch last night's Kansas race and watch the end of that thing. Hey, watch the whole darn thing because it was. I mean, Tommy Haynes pulled that thing off with a miracle win there. It was awesome. But right now, he can do it. As these guys are getting awful dicey up there. I just got a feeling these cars are just... These guys probably are just gripping the steering wheel, John.
Yeah, they're a little hard to handle right there, but I don't know if that 35 up there may have a little damage on the right front that's slowing him down, and that's why Tommy wants to keep going to the outside. He wants people to go with him, but he can't get anybody to do it. As you see here, they're all lined up now, and they're going to get by him, and now he's going to have to fall back in line.
Yeah, he just seems like he can get up there. He pushes up there. He sucks up to the rear end of one, but then all of a sudden he gets swirly on him a little bit and he backs off. So we'll just have to keep an eye on him right now. He's currently running 8 spots. We know that switches man from time to time. Oh, they're going 3 wide up front. They're going to split Spence Thompson up there.
Yeah, and Spence is getting that because we've got guys up here that it's time for them to go. They want to run well here and showcase themselves as they don't always get to at a track like this. It creates that opportunity for everybody. So these guys like Spence and Eric Tesh and a lot of these other guys in here. Oh, and the who is that just lost it right there?
That's 95. He's holding on to it.
Great job by him. That's unbelievable right there that he was able to hold on to that thing.
Yeah, he did, boy, because that could have been disastrous right there on his end. And they are still 3 wide, 2 wide. Folks, they are just not giving an inch up front here. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. It's Spence Thompson. He's got Blake Fillon right there. Tommy Haynes right there. Oh, Blake. Oh, is he going to try to squeeze it?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. We saw it coming. Oh, and Spence
is losing it down on the apron.
Oh,
he's still sideways.
Well, I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a dirt track, and he's going to have to hold it down. Yeah, he had to lock it down.
Locking that thing down now.
Yeah, he almost had it.
A caution may not come out.
No, but let's go back on the 11 and watch the replay on that. Anyway, we saw Blake tried to get back down low, and it just wasn't working for him.
And now
He got
that
a
puts
good
Tommy
run.
Haynes in the lead.
It does. He got a good run, and the problem is Chris Akers was there. And then just one of those typical, hey, spotter didn't tell me in time type of things, and boom. Well, there you go. But unfortunate side to that is, like we just said, no caution. It did split them up front a little bit for a while. So we're now all single file in a train up here. As you said it, Tommy Haynes, man up front, looking very darn good. And Chris Akers right there. Chris Baines behind him. And Sawyer Ott. There we go.
There you go.
Make sure I got it right this time.
And old Kenneth Younts is up there.
Kenneth Younts, yeah, man, I tell you what. And
he's
John
got his
Barron.
teammate John Barron with him.
Wow. Well, I tell you, it might be a stellar day. Well, we said it last night. Come the day that we might have to interview Kenneth Younts, might not get him off the mic. he might not know when to. Look at that run. The 35 got, wow. Now that was dangerous. He bump drafted the 17 in the turn.
And you don't want to shove a guy on entry like that. I mean, that could have been just disastrous right there.
Yes, it could. Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah, but I mean, Tommy's got nowhere to go. I mean, the best place he can be is on that inside right now. But he needs to get that 35 under control a little bit and say, hey, push me down the backstretch and not in the turn.
Yeah, no doubt right there, man. But on the outside, Chris Baines trying to power it on the outside. He's got help by Jason Alexander, that number 5. Folks, they're just not giving an inch up front. They are door-to-door, wheeling it down, firing down the backstretch here. As we've got about, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 cars up front in a breakaway. Then we're going to have another pack in the back. What happened there is probably due to that incident. Everybody checked up behind them, and it's broke up the pack a little bit.
Yeah, they did. And anybody wondering why no caution was thrown, the cautions are controlled by iRacing. And as long as the car is down off the racing surface and doesn't cause a hazard to anybody, they don't throw a caution.
So, yeah, we've got the top 11 cars are pretty much in a pile. You got to go back to the 14th, 13th before you even find any of them. That's Michael Redding. You've got Jason Burgess back there. Chris Akers is back there. And that's pretty much what happened. Waylon Lamb's back there. A lot of slow cars. You know, Ryan W. Daniels, he's the king ringer here. The restrictor plates on iRacing. So, yeah.
Oh, wait, it's not going, but live it down.
John's going to get a kick out of that for us over with. He'll love it.
And the 5 gets together with, looks like Kenneth Younts.
Oh, no. Christy don't want to see that.
And the caution will come out for that.
All right, well, let's go back on the replay. I was back in the back in that second pack back there. So let's see what happened. This one's up front. They were just getting dicey up there, it looks like. And got a feeling it's probably what we just saw earlier. Well, they were door to door. He just got loose. He either got loose or Chris Baines blinked and got into it. Oh, Davis Richards got hit hard in that one. Hate to see that on his end. Yeah, that was a hard lick, too, in that wall. Well, caution number 2, folks.
And Kenneth Younts' car is yawed out like crazy. So he may have a whole lot of repair here. I think he had to use a fast fix in that first wreck.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah. He's yawed out about 3 or 4
Michael,
feet.
you done missed everything. Heck yeah, we've had excitement and all kinds of stuff. Well, Tommy Haynes up front. You know what? I'm going to get a talk with him. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
He ain't gonna know what to think about himself. He getting all this talking to. All right. Tommy Haynes, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Joe, go ahead.
Well, Tommy, well, I'll tell you, it might be your week this week here. You been able to bring that number 17 machine to the front. You had a thriller of a win last night. How's the car feel here in the draft and all?
In the draft, it's a little squirrely. I got caught up in that first wreck. I didn't use my quick repair, so I'm trying to keep my nose clean, but I'd rather be up front than in the
middle again. So, but like I said, in the pack and draft, it's a little squirmy.
Well, man, you're looking really good right there. So, yeah, that's what we're seeing. The cars look like a little evil handling when they get up in the draft and whatnot. But, man, I tell you what, you're looking good out there so far. So, keep that thing up, man. You never know. Might make it 2 for 2 for the night.
That'd be nice, man. Appreciate all y'all do at OSR, Joe. And tell John I said hello.
All right. Absolutely. Well, he's up here pulling for you. Well, since we got time, and because I want to, gentlemen, and because I think he deserves it, let's talk to the king and ringer here at Talladega Motor Speedway tonight. Ryan W. Daniels. This is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Joe.
Well, you're leading. You got caught up, though, unfortunately, in that first wreck. Got a little damage there. I probably had to use your fast fix and whatnot. So, what's your game plan to keep it going here tonight in that Gale Toyota machine?
Just playing it conservative right now. You're right. We're involved in an earlier wreck. Had to use that fast repair, but just trying to keep it safe. Just trying to be smart and make it to the end now.
Well, let me ask the question. How does the car feel to you? Does it feel good? I mean, does it feel slick? I mean, I know that the racetrack's hot and all that, but how does it feel when you get in the draft?
In the draft, for me right now, it's really loose while in the draft, but it's pretty stable in the corners. It's a little weird. It's loose on the straightaways for me rather than being looser going into the turns.
All right, well, good deal. You think you got enough to bring it home here tonight?
Heck yeah, man. I got my good buddy and teammate, Waylon Lamb, for the night out in the back. And HHR, he and I are forming up one more time, and we're going to see what we can do if we can get back in the front together.
All right, well, good luck out there. And, gentlemen, I tell you what, typical Talladega, man. I mean, y'all are putting it to the win. You got the viewers out here standing on their feet, anticipation, loving every minute of it. So, hey, I'll see you at lap 109, gentlemen. Good luck. You liked that, didn't you?
That's something special.
Yep.
Well, John Marine says he wants to see somebody go from iRacing to NASCAR and be successful. Well, you might see that. Just a little note here, just so you know. Ty Majeski is a Roush developmental driver, and he is the #1 guy here on iRacing. And he is getting to race in the Xfinity race in Iowa that they have coming up.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Christy, we'll get an interview with John. I didn't see you chat when I was talking there. I'd have got one, but hopefully this thing goes green flag the rest of the way. If not, then we'll definitely get to talk with him for you.
And unfortunately, Kenneth Yant said I already used his fast repair, so he's still sitting on pit road.
Man, I hate to see that. He was having a really good car, but you know what? Hey, it's typical plate racing, typical Daytona. Anything can happen, and it happens so quick. It's almost like Bristol. You know, everything happens so fast at these tracks, and sometimes there's nowhere to go.
Well, you're doing 190 miles an hour. You know, it's hard to figure out where to go sometimes, and you just have to make a decision and stick with it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But yeah, there's been several drivers that been on iRacing, and that's what they did, and then somebody noticed and they give them a chance. Glenn McGee is another driver. He does road course racing, and he did a lot in that Mazda series here on iRacing.
He did,
and he got him a real ride over there in the Mazda series, and has been doing very well.
Absolutely.
Here lately. So if you don't follow him, he's on Facebook. He's a super nice guy. Look him up, like his page, help him out, man. It does a lot for him, and he actually responds to people and will message you back and everything. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, awesome. Good deal. I had Denny Hamlin message me back once.
Yeah, I've raced with Denny Hamlin a couple times on there. Yeah, he's on there.
Well, he was in
TJ
an
Majors.
extreme. He was in an extreme recruitment race, and I did a broadcast, and I was unsure if it was really him, so I sent him a message on Twitter, and he replied back and direct messaged me back and said, yes, it was. I said I was awesome. So that was kind of cool.
He helped me out at Michigan. That's actually why I love that track so much, is I learned some stuff from him.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he told me just to follow him, and I did.
Nice,
and learned a whole lot there. But Yeah,
That's good
TJ
to see.
Majors got started on here, and that's how Earnhardt picked him up. And TJ ran a late model for Dale Earnhardt for a long time. It's
okay.
Earnhardt's spotter, TJ Majors, got started on iRacing as well.
All right, well, about to get set to go back green flag here, John, and Sawyer Ott, man, is out front. Got it right this time. And Chris Baines, that's a couple guys right there would love to put a victory lane here tonight. And we already know Tommy Haynes has done it once. He did it last night in an awesome fashion. So, pace cars in. About to get set here to send these machines flying around this huge super speedway. And as we do it, you know what time it is, John?
It's time for the speed cam.
Well, I tell you what, folks, right there, if that just does not get your heart pumping, man, and your blood pressure up a little bit, I don't know what will, because that's a thundering sound right there as we're seeing these cars that's hugely go around here. As my colleague always says,
You don't like that, you're just a boring individual.
Absolutely. Well, right now, they're definitely not making it boring up front as Mike T. Bruno is powerhousing that machine to the front and got David A. Levine behind him and a man we ain't talked about all night long, Eric Test, the Iceman for the Neverlands. And look at Sawyer Ott and John Barron up there battling it out.
Yeah, Eric's found a way to get up there, man. He's going to start putting his name in the hat there.
Absolutely. What's going on, Michelle, out there in the chat? I don't think I've ignored anyone out there in the chat all night long, man. Just a lot of action has went on out here. I've been watching y'all talk up a cool breeze and loving every minute of what's going on because y'all tuned into a thriller here. Lap 53 of 109. We've already had a couple big ones here tonight, so-called. And right now, though, we got some new names up front. Well, Mike T. Bruno really ain't much. I don't want to say any of them's a new name, but, you know, guys that, hey, they might be saying, look, I'm up here up front. I can win this thing.
Well, you got some guys, Sawyer Ott, John Barron, Kyle Pokrevsky, David Heiser, Derek Robinson, Tommy Haynes, last night's winner, Jason Burgess in 10th. So, yeah, we got some guys up here that don't always run up front.
Absolutely. Right now, man, John Barron looking very good. He's got that outside going with that 69 MotorSim Racing magazine. He's got Kyle Pokrevsky right there behind him. Pokrevsky, I believe. We had close enough. Anyways, and Derek Robertson right there, and I'm still waiting to see the ringer, man, get up there, Ryan W. Daniels.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. I don't even know where he's at right now.
He's at 25th.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing.
That's where ringers go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't never seen Dale Earnhardt Sr. go in the bag. Or Junior.
I guess maybe he's like Michael Waltrip. He's a back marker ringer.
Yeah. Wow. That's harsh.
Oh, no.
Look at that
He's
move
gonna
Tommy
watch his
Haynes
back
did.
and be like, come on, man.
Well, good sportsman there, man. Derek Robinson blinking a little bit. He's hopping up on the high side, getting out the way. Oh, Tommy Haynes trying to pull it all, make it 2 for 2 for this week. Well, he had a thriller last night. Look who's out front, Mr. 69 himself, John Barron. Oh, he piloted that MotorSim Racing magazine machine to the front, and he's got it going, and he's got David A. Levine helping him from behind.
And Bruno just shot up to that outside line right there, trying to see if it works up there and get some more momentum. But right now, that inside line is just hanging real tough. I mean, really, I don't see an advantage for either line right now. But the 59 of Levine trying to fit that thing through there.
Yes, he is. A 59 trying to make it 3 wide as they going down here, heading off into turn number 1. Folks, you wanted excitement. John Barron's hanging on the back deck lid there. Spence Thompson, he knows. He's going, man, how the heck did I end up here? Wow, 3 wide. Tommy Haynes on the outside, 2 wide deep behind him.
And Tommy just got hung out to dry right there. These guys want to make sure he doesn't get another win here tonight.
Absolutely.
And just left him hanging. But look at David Levine. He's out there getting some air. I thought he was going to think about going around right there, but wasn't going to have any help. And now you see him just stacked up 2 by 2, and these 59 shoots back down to the inside, right in front of Bruno.
Yeah, he does. Right there, 95 Kyle's out front. You got David A. Levine. We call him the closer. That man's a realtor. But look at Mike T. Bruno says, hey, I'm coming up here to help out Zach Lingering, who's lingering around still out front. And he's got a hole if he wants to go down low, but he's going to stay up high and help out that 19.
And the other part of it is just trying to get that thing as cool as you can as well, and then, get behind somebody and give them a good push here. So if you can get out there and get some clean air, it's a tremendous help to you because it allows you to be behind the car for a little bit longer.
No doubt. Well, I tell you what, right now, Mike T. Bruno's trying to power that outside move. Tommy Haynes did get down there, but now he's in the middle, 3 wide.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter where Tommy goes. Nobody wants to follow.
Oh, Levine's loose. Levine he held on to it, but boy, he got wiggly. And,
he's still trying. He's slowed down tremendously there, but got a hold of it.
Well, I got to give my hats off.
On the outside.
Hey, John, I don't know about that, but my hat's off to those drivers up there because I could have been disastrous.
Absolutely. And great job by Levine, though, kind of dirt tracking that thing and keeping it under control.
Update on Waylon Lamb. He is sitting 25th right now. But here's the thing, folks. We say all the way back to 26th spot. There's only 5 seconds for the whole field. So from 1st to 26, it's only about 4.5 second gap between them. So they're all right there on top of each other.
And now they're coming up to Kenneth Yance here. Put him some more laps down, so he's going to be right up there against the wall. Does a great job staying out of these guys' way. Let them get through there, but that outside line looks like they're trying to get formed up here.
Yeah, they are right there. I tell you what, these guys, man, are battling out. Mike T. Bruno, he is trying to rectify what happened last night and say, hey, I want to put it in victory lane, but Kyle might have other ideas. And John Barron, I tell you what, he keeps sneaking around up. Big one. Tommy Haynes involved. Oh, John Barron got into it too. Oh, I hate to see that.
John Barron went high. It looked like whether he was trying to change lanes or get some air, it pushed on him. And that's what caused all that.
And I think our ringer got involved. Brian W. Daniels. Well, we're watching a replay here, so we're going to see what happened. And John just like he got an eel handling car. That thing's just jumping around on him out there. He's trying to hold it. Yeah, he got up there a little bit into Zach Lingering. Lingering hit Haynes. And then from there, it's just a chain reaction. And Ryan's trying to miss him. And, the 86. Well, he might not have got no damage. He might just got spun, all. So maybe he'll be all right.
Yeah, that's a hard hit for a lot of guys here, and it may end some of their nights.
Yeah, I hate to see that on John Barron's part, and especially Tommy Haynes' part there. As, you know what? That's crazy. That did not throw a caution. You see that?
I do see that. Now, iRacing just has a serious problem with throwing cautions here.
Because they were covered in the field. If I was an admin, which, hey, I don't run the show, you know, that's them, I would probably have thrown one on a deal like that because there were too many cars there involved for it not to be. That's one time I'd say iRacing probably had an error in itself.
Yeah, their races here, they just don't like to throw cautions. We just got done with an official,
Michigan, man,
yeah, racing here and had the same problem in the official races.
Well, that definitely, man, doesn't bode well to the guys that was involved, which is about 4 or 5 of them there. Hate to see it right there, but right now, Mike T. Bruno, he's got Eric Tess, and Eric Tess, he almost pulled that win off last night, finished second. Would love to come out of here with a victory. And Jason Alexander's another one up there. Blake Filon, Sawyer Ott's right there in the top 5. I mean, you just can't count out any of those guys. I mean, right now, they're probably going to stay nose to tail for a little bit.
Yeah, I got David Heiser running 8th, Derek Robinson 9th, got Craig Lerman in 10th. So we got some guys up here, man, that need a good run.
Yeah, absolutely. Just hate the fact that a lot of those cars involved in the wreck back there just didn't get the caution. I think they deserved really. You know, again, I don't want to say it's no fault of the admins here or anything like that. It's just one time I can understand if a car flies off down the infield, but man, we had cars all over the field or track, and kind of probably just ended their night with that deal right there.
Yeah, definitely some of those guys are going to be done here. Not sure, but we'll see as we cycle through the field here. Absolutely.
John Marine says, no caution is almost like those no disqualification wrestling matches. well, it's a wrestling match with 3,400-pound cars out
Everybody got
here.
hit with a steel chair, and it's okay.
And run over. So, hey.
Jimmy Hart came out with his little bullhorn and just went to town on all these people.
That's it. Out there, you gotta be crazy. Oh, man. Well, the one thing about it is right now it has been a fight up front, and it's been a good one so far. Man, look at Jason Alexander trying to protect that inside there. He got a little high coming out the turn. Just got a feeling these cars are still just a little bit wicked loose as his nose to tail up front. We got to go. We got a good pack back here with David A. Levine, Michael Redding, Chris Akers, Derek Robinson, Craig Lerman, all back there. If they could get single file, they could probably run this pack down up front.
Yeah, they got enough cars back there to try to do it, but right now they're running side by side. But you can see they're making up some time when Levine just shoots up high right there and gets a push from the 23.
Yeah. Well, we hate to see it. Tommy Haynes in the chat, man, said he's done for the night. Hate to see that, man. running very good out there. Restricted plate racing, the unknown, you just never know, and things happen so quick. And
well, now Tommy can go to bed earlier and get some sleep for work tomorrow.
There you go. Go to bed, get sleep, come back tomorrow, and do it all over again. Well, I won't be doing it all over again tomorrow because I'm off the next 2 nights. And what a way to take a night off at Talladega here. I mean, these guys, this race has just been everything we thought it would be. Restricted plate racing at its best. Right now, though, David A. Levine and them, and unfortunately, like I say, Ryan Daniels, he didn't get the caution, didn't really get damaged. Problem is he's going to be that first car lap down. Now, if he does get a caution, he can get back on the lead lap. So that's what he's got to hope is hook on the back of this train and stay up there. Oh, Levine gets loose.
I think he had a little bit of help with getting loose at 54 right there, and I think now he's going to hang back a little bit, but they're trying like crazy to get up there and catch you guys.
Yeah, they are. Well, the best thing that would probably be done here is not be battling side by side. Now, they are gaining a little bit on that front pack. Very slowly, though.
Yeah, this inside line needs to be formed up a lot tighter than what they are. And they'd really carry a lot more speed than what they're... Right now, Levine's doing 192, and he could be carrying several more miles per hour here if they would just line up and get a little bit tighter and draft.
Absolutely, man. These guys right now are putting it to the wind and doing very, very good doing in this second pack. Folks, the first pack up there, they're just taking off and looking very good.
Yeah, we still have a long way to go. We're on lap 65 of 109 laps. So with the guys that are out here right now, they know they need to take it easy and just try to bring these things home.
Absolutely. As I'm still here, I'm looking at something right now.
Yeah, and these guys now, they've gone from single file, catching the pack, back to double file, side by side.
Well, I gotta say it. I usually don't say anything, but I want to appreciate everybody coming out here, and I think we're breaking records tonight here, not only for the Monday Night Thunder guys and for OSR Network. I'm seeing 38 people out in the chat right now, and I want to appreciate each and every one of you coming out watching this race because you're getting a heck of a thrilling race. You know, want to appreciate you coming out listening to me and John up here yap about the race. Man, it is an exciting affair as right now, that second pack, they're still 2x2, but I think that front pack now is 2x2, so we might see the second one run down that first one if they stay like that for long.
Yeah, right now the space is still there. I mean, the more cars you can have lined up in a straight line here, the better off you're going to be. These 3 cars that are on the outside, they're not doing anything. And there's a caution.
Finally. Well, that's going to benefit Ryan W. Daniels because he's going to get the lucky dog on it. What did you see out there?
I'm looking and I don't see.
I see David Levine slow on the track. And I see him tore up a little bit, so I'm wondering if maybe he got spun. And appreciate it, Michelle, as always. Thank you for the support, man, of all the viewers. Mean it. And support from everybody. Oh, he got turned. Typical bump draft right there. Turn hard, lick it to the wall. And that's crazy because how in the world iRacing going to throw a caution for him and not throw a caution for 6 cars out in the middle of the track?
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, whatever. You know, I mean,
the iRacing flagman did not take his meds today.
He must not. He would probably I don't know.
Well,
Waylon,
that's good. We need a caution. We need to get these guys back together.
Waylon out here, out in the chat said it's go time. So how you going to go anywhere chatting?
And from 21st. Go, yeah. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, the man who loved that caution obviously is Ryan. He's going to benefit from that one. So, man, this is one heck of a race, John. I don't know who's going to win this one. Yeah, man, it's just anybody's ball game. The way these guys have been, swapping back and forth. Let's get a quick summary. Because, folks, this lap 68 to 109, 25 lead changes. That's about like a normal NASCAR race right there you'd see on Sunday and Saturday. 4 cautions for 9 laps. Not bad for the night so far. But, all those lead changes, that's typical plate racing right there.
Yeah, and honestly, this race could come down to coming off of 4, and you got a long way down that front stretch with the finish line being even further down past the tri-oval. So this race, they could be side by side the whole time, and it's going to come down to who makes it through that tri-oval the best.
Absolutely. Well, and again, what I was saying before we went into caution here, I want to appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Is John and them, man, they always get on to me about being very humble about things, and it's the reason there is because we work very hard. I appreciate John, Ryan, Tim, and all of them, man, that come up here in the booth with me to help me out. Appreciate these drivers, the leagues, and especially, man, all the people come out here to watch these things and to make a milestone number like that, because that has broke the record here of viewership in one single race. I think ExtremeMotorsports99.com held it at 33. And for Monday Night Thunder to come over here and do it here, Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine here at Talladega to do it is an awesome feat. And really, really appreciate it. And John knows my goals, as a lot of people know my goals. Hopefully one day here at OSR Network, you'll see us on the front page of the iRacing portal. So that's the ultimate plan. And me and John talk about it. Races like this, though, man, and races like last night, man, I don't know. Well, I don't know if I can take it.
It's a good thing that I'm trying to get myself back in shape.
Yeah, you go. I mean?
Yeah. I can do that stuff, but yeah, man, these guys done a great job here. But yeah, you talking about, man, it's cool. The numbers, as I said earlier, they just keep going up and up. And man, I looked and I saw how many people were watching, and I was pretty stoked about that. So
yeah,
that's really cool, man. Everybody's taking time out of your day and doing whatever it is you're doing to come in and watch these guys. And we know they appreciate it, because the thing they always talk about in drivers' meeting before the race is how to race and what to do and put on a good show, because they want to be broadcast and be a good show and to showcase sponsors and things like that. And the only way they can do that, and the only way the sponsors would even care to be a part of it, is to know that it is being watched by a good number of people. And so it helps all of us out, everybody, and especially these guys, and makes it worth it to them to put their time into racing. And I know they appreciate everybody taking time out of their day to pop in here, as we do as well. I know Joe does. We appreciate everybody coming in to do that. So it's really cool. Now, you may not be here to hear us talk, and that's fine.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
I'm not like Joe. If you don't like hearing me talk, I don't want to hear about it. You can tell Joe if you don't like him talking, because he likes for people to dislike things for some reason. But if you don't like me, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Hey, that's awesome, Mike. I'll tell you, you speak of SRA, I'm going to give you something else. Coming the first part of June, the first week of June, actually, is for 8 weeks running on Wednesday nights, right before the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity race. I'll be bringing you here on OSR Network along with John T. Wimbush. 8 weeks of the 410 sprints from the SRA Sim Racing Authority group over there. We're going to be calling all their action for their dirt series the first week of June. So I know a lot of those guys. Bobby Chaney, the reigning defending, he just took that by 1 point, Cup Series champion at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. He took that thing back over there at SRA to those group of guys. Awesome bunch of guys over there. I like them. Delonte, David Shutt, Bobby Zielinski. So, hey, check out the SRA boys over on Max Speed TV. Sunday night, Monday night, if you get a chance, check them out, man. It's a great group of guys. Check out a lot of the SRA guys here at OSR Network on Thursday nights, man, at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Actually, might be a couple of them. I don't know if they're going to race on Wednesday nights, but we're also doing it too. So,
watch me on Thursday night trying to keep up with all those guys.
There you go. Hey, see, forgot that. John T. Wimbush now will be racing ExtremeMotorsports99.com in the Cup Series. Going to make his debut next Thursday night. Check that out. Daytona International Speedway. We'll just have to call him the ringer.
No, don't be calling me a ringer. We've had a conversation about my goals over there, so I did their recruitment races and did pretty well over there, and so sent me an invitation. I was very excited to get, as you know, Joe. I told you how excited I was. I am, because those guys over there are great drivers. They know what they're doing, and it's a well-run league with what Rick Jonathan and those guys do over there, man. Very professional individuals, and I'm really stoked. I'm super excited about it, and I'm practicing my butt off.
Well, there's going to be an interesting 15-week season there. As, it's an interesting season here at the Monday Night Thunder Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. This is the Xfinity cars that they run on Tuesday night. So we're getting set here to go back green flag racing. The man out front, Jason Alexander, he's going to try to pull Spence Thompson and Eric Tess all around this track here. It's huge, 2.66 miles, super speedway. Going to be awesome pace cars in. And as they always say, green flags about ready to fly. Lap 73 of 109. And folks, I'm going to tell you what, if you ain't seen excitement so far, you're about to see it now, because it's about getting down to the nitty gritty. About the next probably 30 or so laps, these guys are going to probably turn up the wick here, as right now Mike T. Bruno's all over the back end of Spence Thompson trying to push him to the front.
Yeah, so doing a great job 2x2 right here. Eric Tesh on the bottom. David Heiser up there in the Army car. Go Army car. There we go. We got two of those. David Heiser and Craig Lerman, both in Army cars, are actually teammates. So they got my vote.
Absolutely. Well, you're right. You got the Iceman from the Netherlands up there. Like you said, you got that Army car up there. David Heiser looking very, very good. He's pushing that thing to the front. Spence Thompson not giving an inch, though, on the high sides. They're still, like you said, stacked 2x2 and door to door as he's wheeling it coming down the back stretch.
And John Nellinger right there in that 4 right there behind David Heiser. So he's done a great job. Worked his way back up through here now, as man, down on that apron just a touch right there, and you got to be careful with that here.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, he got a little bit of touch. Spence Thompson takes it down to the low side. He's down there to try to help out that number 5. Going to leave Mike T. Bruno up on the high side. He's got Chris Akers, man, all in the back end with a freaky fast machine. He's got the Napa know-how back there. He don't count out the hooligan gang, though. That's Eric Tess, Iceman for the Netherlands. Well, I'll tell you what, Spence Thompson's got us. What that? Wait.
Man, the 4 is down below the line right there. I don't know if somebody got to run or he got loose, but iRacing does police the passing on below the yellow line.
And they are 3 wide, 2 deep back there, 2 deep in front of them, 2 deep up front, nose to tail, folks. I told you, get ready, because they're about to set it up here now.
Man, that middle line right there just does a great job being able to fight back, and got Craig Lerman back there behind Blake Falone on that 11. And the 75, I believe that's Terry Mason, and Michael Redden giving him a shove out there on the outside.
Absolutely. Do not count out. Look at that number 50 out front Motorsports Machine coming along with Michael Redden. They're trying to bring the train to the front. That's Waylon Lamb and company right there. He's in 12th spot. Sawyer Ott, he's looking very good too. Michael Redden, David Haza, Terry Mason, that's 7th, 8th, 9th. Actually, Eric Tess sitting right there. Folks, they are swapping positions. But up front, Chris Akers, the man out there with Mike T. Bruno. Oh, man, I tell you what, 75 gives a boot there to the Craig Lerman and trying to push that Army car to the front.
Yeah, he needs to be careful with that, because he was right on the right rear part of that bumper right there, and it doesn't take much to send him around, and you're going to send him around in front of everybody.
Absolutely. 3 wide right there. Michael Redding's up front, man. He is the man left out to dry. That's right there. The middle lane's got help. Folks, this is what we're talking about. Lap 75, actually across the line, 76 of 109. They got about a little over 30 laps here left, and, man, it is about to pick up and going to be awesome.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is just unbelievable racing right here. These guys trying everything that they can to get around. Got Whalen getting a shove on the outside line. That high line right there, taking them 3 wide.
Yeah, it is 3 wide on the high line, 2 wide the front side. Good move by David A. Levine going there, but they are 3 wide, 2 deep, 2 wide, 2 deep up front. Those are tail in the back. Wow, you have got to be kidding. This is what you come to see at Super Speedway Talladega.
Look at this 3 wide action right here, a couple rows deep. Now Redding gets in on the action up there on that top line, and the 75 is going to come with him here. So you're going to have the 54, 11, and 43 all alone right here, and see how these cars can react and help each other in that middle lane, as it's usually a little bit faster, but they got, a stack of cars on both sides, and Redding's in the wall.
Redding's in a wall, but I'm going to say they were 3 wide coming to the front. You got Waylon Lamb coming on the outside there, bringing it to the front. The leaders were 3 wide for a minute. They're 3 wide in the backside back there. They are still 3 wide up front. You got Mike T. Bruno there, Spence Thompson in behind him. Chris Akers on the middle side, though. Kyle right there near. Was that Kyle? Yep, Kyle's on the outside, pushing Waylon Lamb, the number 50. I know he's a fan favorite here.
Yeah, and Kyle's doing a great job pushing that 50 right there, but the 54, Chris Akers holding his own right there in the middle by himself. Getting a little side draft, and that does work here a little bit, but man, is that dangerous to do.
Yeah, it is. Right now, he might get help by the 43. Craig Lerman's pulling up there, getting a good draft. They're going to take it back. Folks, we're not done yet with 3 wide. The 3 wide, 3 sets back. 2 wide, nose to tail behind them. You wanted it, we got it. We're going to put the axe and the hammer down. We're coming to lap 78, 79 here, 109. Business is picking up front, John.
Big move right there by the 62. Came down in front of the 5. Almost took his nose off, but the 5 lifted and let him in.
Yes, he did. Right there, man. Oh, Spence Thompson powers to the front. He's got that number 4 machine, 54, excuse me, right there on his tailgate, just pushing him around this super speedway. Mike T. Bruno. Oh, car to wall, Waylon Lamb.
Gets pushed into the wall.
Oh, hate to see that one. Well, that was like we were saying, business was picking up front. Unfortunately, though, he caught the end there of Eric Tesh also. Oh, and Craig Lerman got into, or Zach Lingering got into it.
Yeah, the 75 just came up the track into the left front of the 50 of Waylon Lamb.
All right, well, let's watch this replay here and see if we can get an idea of what you were saying here. Let the viewers see it. Oh, yeah, they just know where to go. Oh, you hate to see that. Oh, and the 4 had nowhere to go. Michael Redding had nowhere to go.
Zach Lingering went flying.
Oh, Andrew Kennelly, he got through that thing. I hear you. So, wow. What we were talking about, though, John, man, they were putting it to the wind. That's what restricted play racing was. 3 wide, 3 sets of deep back there. Those guys were getting business done up front.
Yeah, as exciting as it is to watch, in the back of my mind, I just kept wondering how long they could do it without an incident happening right there. And you saw it.
Yep.
Just 75 didn't know. It really looked like the 50 may have came down just a touch, and the 75 came up a little bit. So both of them in the same piece of real estate right there.
Yeah, absolutely, folks. Boy, if your heart wasn't pumping on that one, you're dead. I was waiting for someone. I'm just saying, hey. Get an adrenaline rush out of that right there. I don't know what's wrong with you. That's just all I got to say. Look, there's nothing else that I can show you on a race on OSR Network. If that doesn't get you excited, man, you better go outside in the backyard and watch trees
Unless you
grow,
enjoy tractor trailer trucking, then he can show you a truck that does 150 miles an hour. For some reason, he feels the need to have one of those and streams that. So you could watch that. And you can watch Joe dump the trailer all over the daggone road.
That's right. That's right.
I was going to say, you ain't got nothing to say about that, do you?
Yeah, hey, I love my Volvo race truck. That thing is awesome.
Oh, Tim, the trucking legend. I'm going to tell you what, you want some entertainment, hang out with that guy for a little while.
No doubt, man. I'll tell you what. Awesome. Well, here's the scenario, folks. We go back green flag racing. It's going to be about 20.
We're at the mathematical part of tonight's action here on OSR Network.
I say about 25 laps or so. Give
Brought
or take
to you by North Carolina Public Education.
And the lottery. Don't forget the lottery.
Oh, man. I'm saying because you're in North Carolina, buddy. We're going to find out how good you are at math.
Yeah. I'll say probably roughly about 25, 26. Give or take a few laps here and there by the time we go back green flag.
So we get the give or take option.
Hey, look, man. I mean, I can't give you exactly
that
what
way
number
you're not wrong, right?
Hey, look. Give or take. 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 or 2.
Oh, me. Folks, there's a lot of things rednecks can do, but math ain't one of them, I don't believe.
Oh,
I'm not good at math either.
Hey, they got calculators for that.
Yeah, I know it. That's my iPhone is fantastic. It
Yeah,
It's letting me
absolutely.
know what to do.
Darn right. Hey, look, I got a calculator and my wife. That's all the mathematics I need right there.
What's crazy is I'm not that great at but then I bet on horse racing. I'm like, all right, this is what my return will be. This is what that is. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And then I got to add something. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, well,
I'm good at
carry
money.
the one.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm good at money. I'm good at the
Yeah,
money.
alright.
And I can tell you, decimal stuff like time, like time between stuff. But when it comes to like times this and calculating fractions that, forget about it.
I guess it depends on how many dollars you're carrying in your pocket. You might be good at money if you ain't got but 5 ones in there.
Man, Hoover right there. Hey, if your heart isn't beating with that one, you're dead. Well, that's a true statement. And then somebody might want to call 911.
Man, I'll tell you what. You know what we need to do?
No, that wasn't a beer can. That was a Diet Dr. Pepper. I don't drink.
You know what we need to do, Joe?
Yes, sir.
I'm just calling.
Sure.
We need to talk to Craig Lerman.
Oh, okay. That's right. Oh, yeah. We're supposed to talk to John Barron, but he ain't in the race no more.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was part of the caution one time. Yeah, let's talk to Craig Lerman. All right.
Yeah.
Craig Lerman, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy? Craig Lerman, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I wonder if he's on his team chat.
He could be. Okay.
Hey, Joe, Craig is saying his mic's not working right now.
Mike's not working.
Okay. Well, all right.
So
well,
then talk to David.
I just want to get an interview with him, man. Just if he can hear me, at least, hey, tell him, man, he's doing darn good tonight. Proud of him out there. So, David A. Levine, it's Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Loud and clear, Joe. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. Kind of having a little rough night out there. You was doing pretty good up front. You think you got enough to get back up front there? You're back on the lead lap, so think you got something for him?
Probably not. I know I've got some damage on this thing somewhere, but I just feel bad for the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Revan Optics Mustang. It's been great and quick all night, except for getting caught up in other people's messes. But that's plate racing, and it happens.
Well, absolutely. Well, you're looking good either way. Congratulations for getting up front there, and hate to see you having a tough night here. But like I said, plate racing, you never know. It's always a roll of the dice. So, gentlemen, man, this one's, well, heck, I got thunder here at the house. So hopefully that thing holds off, and, because, man, we're going to have a thriller here. Those tell y'all put it to the wind. Good luck, gentlemen. Doggone it. We got lightning in the area. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, I might go ahead and talk to David Heiser since you had him, because he's running up front.
I
like David Levine just fine. No, I know, but I meant earlier when I said talk to David, I meant
normally
David.
that means David. That means David Levine, man.
Sorry, David Heiser. I tried.
You should have told me, man. You should have. I would have done that. We'll try to get him next time.
I was like, yeah, David Levine, you enjoy being in the back with that damage?
Sorry. My bad. All right, well, pace car's in here. We're going to get set, and hopefully, like we said before, Mother Nature holds out on us here, folks. I got storms in my area here. Hate to see it here because it's been a thriller, and I'd hate to be like, well, sorry, folks, got to go right here on the last 5 laps or so. But either way, as the green flag's in the air, we're at lap 82 of 109. And I think, man, we're not done with what we saw earlier, John.
No, I don't think so either. These guys are going to want to go right here. We got a bunch of hungry drivers up here that want to win, and they can see it. It's right up front.
Absolutely. Well, Waylon Lamb doesn't look like he's done. He looks like he's still there, but he's back in 22nd position right now. Right there, though, Spence Thompson, the man out front. He's got Chris Akers, man, on his back deck lid. Craig Lerman has been up there all night long. Keep an eye out for him because he could pull this thing off.
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to see it, man. He's doing a great job. He's getting better every week here. He's been doing a fantastic job here, learning and moving things along, and just good to see him and David Heiser have a good night.
Absolutely. Right here, they are back at it again. 2x2. Chris Akers, excuse me, on the outside. Spence Thompson on the inside, but he's got help in the form of Mike T. Bruno pushing him. Oh, Bruno got a little wiggly right there.
Yeah, Mike wasn't cutting him much slack right there.
No, he
Moving
wasn't.
all
Wow.
over the place, and he wants to get around him. I believe that Bruno thinks he's faster than his 54, and he can get by him.
Yeah. Oh, car going way. That's the 5 car way off down there. Ryan Daniels trying to they're getting dicey in the back there, folks. These guys, they're thinking it's go time already. Look at those cars just coming down the backstretch to weave around.
Oh, yeah, these guys stayed out here, and we talked about it earlier. These cars are a handful on new tires, and right now you can just imagine how difficult they are. But Ryan Daniels starting to come up through the field here.
Absolutely. Ryan Daniels is, and folks, I tell you, it's
it's something.
Well, I'm looking at the radar, and I don't.
You're getting
like,
distracted by the storm, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm looking at that radar, and it just don't look pretty. And
it's supposed to be rough where you're at, brother.
Yeah, and I hate that because, man, as soon as that's going to happen, bam, power's going to go. So we're going to hold with it as long as we can, folks. And like I say, if the stream dies on us, man, I truly apologize and whatnot. So what I hopefully will do, John, is if you can do me a favor, if it does happen that way, save the replay to this thing, and I will restream the end of it. So how's that?
All right.
Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't.
85 here.
Yep. So right now we're looking pretty good. Chris Akers, the man out front. Mike T. Bruno's firing on the outside. Like I said, don't count out the king of iRacing ringers here, a restricted plate, Ryan W. Daniels, as he is trying to pull up to the outside, and look at him go in that Gale Toyota.
He's doing a great job, and really what he's doing right there is just trying to cool off. He's worked very hard with drafting to get up there. That thing has probably got a lot of heat in it right now, so he's just trying to get that thing to cool off a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, he's pulling up pretty good. He's got the high lane going right there. Looking very good as they storm off on the back stretch. Mike T. Bruno. So it's a 4-car battle up front, folks. Kyle's right there in the 95 on the high side. Ryan's right there in his 07 machine. The number 11 of Blake Fillon is looking good. But Chris Akers, the man out front, he's got Spence Thompson on his back door. Actually, Spence Thompson just goes to the outside. Wow, they're going so fast they can't keep up with it.
And Bruno's all over the back of him, and it just seems like if Bruno's up front by himself, he's not I think his car, for some reason, is a better pusher than a puller. And so what he needs to do is set himself up here towards the end of this race to be a pusher and make that move for the win.
Absolutely. Right now, you got a 4-car breakaway up front, it looks like, and then you got the high line right there with Kyle and Ryan W. Daniels as they're looking very good as they storm off down the back stretch, folks. Man, I tell you what, it's not over with yet. It's lap 87 of 109, and it's about to pick up. They try to bring that high side, the 75, and you've got Michael Redding right there, and they've got another car there with them, so they're going to try to bring that outside lane with it. As the 11 says, hey, I'll help you out just a little bit.
It goes up to the top, goes back to the bottom. Bruno went to the top thinking he was going to stay there, but he'll have some help right there from that 95 of Kyle Pokrevke and Ryan Daniels.
Absolutely. As the outside is pulling, and they are pushing just like nothing else. Roll! Spence Thompson's loose. I think he had a little help, and we've seen it all night long. He held on to it, no caution, so we're going to stay with this dogfight up front here, folks. It's lap 88. You still got a battle on the outside. There's still 2x2, 2-car breakaway up front. The 2 breasts, 2, 3, 4 deep back behind them.
Yeah, now Ryan Daniels leads that group on the outside there. Got the 75 of Mason and David Heiser with him, trying to help him get up there. They need themselves about 2 more cars here to really be aggressive on that high line.
Yes, they do. As we're looking out front at the dash cam here, something we had done all race long. Terry Perry Mason, the man sitting right there, he is currently running 7th spot. He is all over the back end there, the 07. Good shot here, just seeing how much jockeying around, and these cars are just eel handling and jumping around here. John, the 11 grabs that apron. You do that, that'll upset a car in a hurry.
It got him upset. He moved up a little high there in front of the 54, and he's really broke his momentum doing that. And these guys on the outside, now's the time to get formed up and push as hard as they can.
Yeah, they are. We're coming to lap 90 here. 109, going to be 20 laps this time by, folks. Man, it's anybody's ball game up front. Mike T. Bruno's up there. You got the outside coming in a hurry. Craig Lerman down on the inside. We're staying with this dash cam move here. It's looking very good. Waylon Lamb right there, very slow. You was asking about him. Not out of the race, but pretty much pretty much is right there. He's a lot of damage and just can't keep up.
And Ryan Daniels right now pushing the junk out of that 54. Look at him, bumper to bumper right here. And that's exactly what you need, is somebody giving you a great push. And you can do that for a couple laps, and then you got to dive out and get some air to that thing. So you have to know when to push and when it's going to work to your benefit. And right here it is.
Absolutely. Well, another thing we're listening to right here, as I was riding along with Terry Mason, he is actually letting off the throttle every once in a while. We hear the RPMs. I mean, it's wide open, and all of a sudden you hear it go like that. So and Blake, did he hold on to it?
He's down there holding on to it. So, man, these guys have done a great job holding on to these cars when they get loose. And that's what we were talking about. These things will just step out on you.
Yeah, and the great thing is they won't step out on you here. And hadn't caused a big one. Well, we've had a couple of them, but hadn't really caused, it could be a disaster. But look on the outside who is pulling to the front right there. You gotta be kidding me. Man, when we picked him, I picked him earlier on the 07, that Gale Toyota. Here he comes to the front. He says, man, he's the dead king ringer of iRacing at the restrictor plates, and he knows how to get around them. Well, right now, I gotta give him credit the world. He's showing us how it's done. As he's on the outside, he's got Chris Akers in front of him, and Mike T. Bruno down on the inside. They're door to door, almost 3 wide behind them.
Yeah, the 94 is putting himself on the wall back there as they were trying to run that high line, and looked like the 75 wanted to make a move. Now Redding's going to fall in behind Ryan Daniels right here, still pushing the junk out of the 54, and they're getting formed up on that outside. And here's the other thing about the outside line, Joe, is the car won't step out on you on the outside line. It's doing it to everybody that's on the inside.
Yeah, it is right there. They are 2 by 2 abreast. Man, I tell you what, Michael Redding, he is looking, and those cars behind him, they're stepping out to get them cool because they are all over the back deck lid. Ryan Daniels is pushing that 54 for all it's worth. He says, you freaky fast, I'm going to make you fast. I'm taking it. Oh, here he goes to the outside. He's got help in the form of the 49.
And they're going to leave that 54 right there.
Yep, he stayed with him.
Just trying to split them, but now the 54 is going to have the help of the 75 right there. This outside line really needs to shove each other pretty hard right here.
Yeah,
the
3
inside
wide
line can really make up some time.
Oh, they're 3 wide, 2 deep. Now, Ryan got a little loose as he was up high. That's where we saw that car just got awful wiggly, and he had to let out of it probably just a little bit, or maybe to save it, or it could have been disastrous.
Yeah, Kevin, now he's just got to fall back in line here, try to work in the draft, get back up there. But that the very outside line is really not, you don't want to have to be up there unless you can help it. He gets back down that inside line, and he'll get back in the draft here and get settled back in, try to get up there.
Yeah, he was right there, though, out front. You still got Mike T. Bruno battling it out with Chris Akers on the outside. They're 2 by 2 stacked up all the way back to about 7th or 8th spot, folks. Man, this is going to be heated up battle here. So we're at lap 93 of 109. They're coming to 94 this time by as they storm off down in that back stretch. Or actually, tri-oval, excuse me.
And this is the part of the race right here as we come to lap 94, where you've got to start figuring out who the major players are, who the guys that are really good at pushing or pulling, and start working with those guys, try to get your way up through there.
Absolutely. Right now, it's anybody's ball game up front because, man, it is too deep all the way back. They are side by side, nose to tail, storming around this one. Folks, you got to be kidding me. Mike T. Bruno pulls out front. Kyle's right there in the 95 machine looking very, very good. Man, what a dogfight up front.
And Terry Mason's doing a great job there pushing that 54 up there where he wants to be now. He was doing a good job there in the back trying to get up here. Now that he's there, see if he can maintain that front position here as he pushes that 54 around. And, Mike Bruno wants to stay exactly where he's at.
Yeah, it is right there, man, all over the back end, man, of it. These guys, man, are storming down here. Michael Redding, boy, is doing everything he needs to do to try to stay up front. It is a fight, folks. 2 by 2, door to door, lap 95 of 109. You're looking at 14 laps this time by.
And this is the part of the race right here where you're pushing everybody so hard. We talked about that in the beginning. You'd see it a whole lot more. They're much closer to each other now, really pushing on each other and making things happen. And you're getting these things heated up, and you've got to watch your temps at the same. So you're trying to go fast, you're trying to draft, looking in the mirror and trying to get these things cooled off. The 54 cuts off Bruno, and he goes spinning.
Yeah, the 54 held on to it. Bruno held on. But I would tell you what, like you just said a minute ago, John, that tremendous job of these guys holding on to it. 75, though, Terry Perry Mason goes to the front with Michael Redding. And boy, I tell you, Ryan W. Daniels trying to hold that outside. He's going to have to tuck in. He's just tucking in line to get behind somebody instead of riding out there by himself.
Yeah, he's back here in the middle lane now behind Kyle Pokrefka here, as they're 3 wide going around here right now with the 75, the 95, and 62 Ahiza. Now the 62 is going to slide back, and then here comes Ryan Daniels moving that thing down to the inside lane.
Yeah, he did. He had to, because I think he thought about going into the middle right there. I think he needs to stay. Boy, look at Michael Redding. He is going to thread a needle. He's going to do what the typical person does out front. Go high, go low, try to chop off the draft of the front and the high side, the middle side, and the low side here. But look at that. Out front, Michael Redding in the 49, to Mr. Evil Knievel himself. And you got Terry Mason right there in second. Ryan Daniels in third. Boy, I tell you, and Kyle Pokrefsky sitting there in fourth. David Heiser fifth. Man, it's anybody. Do you realize something here, John? We could have a first-time winner here this season up front, the top 5.
We absolutely can. See the 49 right there, chop a nose off of that 75
Ooh.
As he took a look inside. And I'm going to tell you what, Redding is doing a great job, but he's got to be very careful with that. Right now, he didn't have to worry about the top line coming, so he's trying to break up the draft there. But you got to be careful when you do that, because it doesn't mean those guys are going to lift.
That's it, absolutely. And it's not on them to lift. Ryan Daniels goes high. Don't know what is wrong with his car. He just can't keep it down low for some reason. And every time he tries to keep it down low, it shoots up the high side of the track, and they get a run on him, and now they're just going to freight train him.
Yeah, I don't know if he caught a little bit of the draft and he thought he could, slingshot around or what he was trying to do right there, but still got some laps to go here so he can settle back in that draft and make something happen. As anybody in this group right here can still win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Redding out front. Terry Mason sitting in second. You got Jason Alexander right there in third. Mike T. Bruno's trying to fire back on the outsides. We're coming to lap 98 here, 109. Next time by will be 10 laps to go, folks.
Yeah, and how on earth did Bruno get back up there after that spin
no clue.
And losing it and being so far behind?
Oh, look at the block going down the back stretch. Wow.
Good Lord. They're all
That's
over.
dangerous,
On the apron.
and
Look
I
at
knew
that.
it was going to happen. Caution. Yeah, we saw that one going to play it out a mile long. We knew that was a game. Very dangerous right there. Unfortunately, took Craig Lerman with him. But, yeah. Hey, if you do it, you got to know the consequences.
Yeah, very classy act there by Redding. He's taking the blame for that one. Said he was creating the blocking right there, and if you're going to block, and I just mentioned it, you've got to be super careful about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got my hats off to Ryan Daniels to see him go snaking through that thing and made it.
I was looking at it.
Wow.
I was actually going on my replay right now trying to see if he made it through there, and he
did.
did.
He snaked it through there. Wow. So here's going to set the stage, folks, here, because we're going to be less than 10 laps to go when we get back here. You got to be looking at the happy number of obviously 109, but that is not in the back of your mind, because by the time we go back green flag, we're probably going to have about 7 or 6 laps to go. You got to be looking at a number of 2 to 3 laps after that, because if a caution flies, it's over with here. And that's got to be going back.
I got to tell you, I got to say hats off to Ryan Daniels right there. That was unbelievable. First of all, he about got clipped by the 75. It was less than a foot. The whole left side of his car was less than a foot away from him. Took that thing to the high side and then jerked it back down to the bottom to get through there in between those guys.
Well, now we're going to get a talk with David Heiser.
Thought I was going to have earlier. Same here. I was want to make that.
David Heiser, this is Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, Joe, I got you.
Well, David, I tell you what, you're looking good in that 62 machine up there. Get to the closing laps here. We're going to have probably about 7 laps, 6 laps or so to go when we go back green. How's the car feel? You think you got enough to hold on here to the end?
Well, Joe, I'll tell you what, the cars felt pretty good that last run there. Started to get a little bit loose going into the corners, depending on if I had cars underneath me. So we're going to try to stick up here in the front, have a good point tonight, and move on to the next one.
Absolutely. Looking very good in that 62 there. Wish you all the best out there. Guys, man, there's some moves going on out there. And hey, if it was dancing, it looked very awesome. But nonetheless, y'all dancing with 3,400-pound machines here running at 190-some mile an hour around the Super Speedway of Talladega right here. Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. This is it, boys. Coming down to the end of the wire. Only going to have probably about, I'm going to say 8 to 7, maybe 6 laps to go. Keep it together. See you at 109. Good luck. All right, stage is set. What you think?
I believe we're going to see some 3-wide action. Is what I think. Because it's a whole field right here of guys that, have not been in the winner's circle yet. That they can see it, man. It's right there. Bruno's been there a couple times. I know for a fact in some other series. I'm not sure if he's won in this series or not. Maybe one time.
Mike T. Bruno?
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look. Keep it up.
Regardless, we know he's won some races.
Yeah, we know he's won, yeah.
And he's been there, but he's got a bunch of guys around him that are hungry for a win, and they can get it right here. They might leave him hanging out to dry.
Absolutely. Well, don't count out old Bradley P. Wilson out there, man, subbing for Andrew Kennelly, who is up in the booth. But he's got the colors for Andrew Kennelly's machine. 10 designs out there looking very good in that 86. Right now, he's going to start the 6th spot here. So don't count him out. He might be able to sneak this one out here also. I mean, that's the thing with restricted plates. Just because you're the leader, second place car, man, you could be 5th, 6th, 7th place with a lap to go and pull it to the front.
Yeah, absolutely, you can. And just so everybody, TN Designs, what that is a business that Andrew does. He does paint schemes for people with whatever car you want. And he's actually working on a car for me for the Cup Series. I want to have a couple different Army schemes to run. And looked at it yesterday. He's done a great job. So if you're looking for a paint scheme to get done, he's the guy
so
to go to for it.
Look like a tank.
It's got, I love camo. I love the digi-camos. I got some of that on there, and he did a great job. It's not one that Ron Newman actually ran. This is one that Andrew just kind of made up.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Hey, as long as you're happy with that, that's what counts, man. I can't wait to see that thing, man. Showcase it out on the stream there, man. Definitely, man, get it out there because it's always good. Like I said, see these guys out there, man, get their work. They're proud of it, just like. Just like I say, man, hey, I'm proud of all the success here at the OSR Network. I love it. I don't know. I gotta love doing it 7 days a week, man. That's what else. Yeah, I hate doing this. I mean, come on.
7 days a week, and what do you do? 10 races?
Well, we definitely do 7, 3, 10 races, yeah.
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 See how quick I was at math right there?
Hey, you're good. That's redneck speedometry right there. Well, folks, we're talking about the stage set. Lights on, pace cars off. Going to be lap 103. Like I said, when they cross that line, here's the thing. There's 2 marks you need to look at. Obviously, lap 109 is the winner. That's the end of it. But I'm going to say lap 105 to 106. There's also another one you might want to look at because if a caution flies within those laps, it's going to be over with then. They won't go back green with the 4 laps to go. So that's another thing in the back of your mind if you're sitting here wanting to wait around for a while is it's go time.
That absolutely is.
Right now
Almost restart. Yep, you got to go and you got to make sure that you're trying to find somebody to work with here because you got to get up there because you don't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Well, I want to appreciate everybody sticking through this whole entire race because, John, it's been a thriller, and man, these fans out there, they have stuck through the whole entire thing as the pace cars are coming out of going into turn 3, coming out of turn 4 that long, going to go down that long straightaway here. Mother Nature I'm crossing my fingers, is holding out on us so far right now, and hate to keep bringing it up, but it's in the back of my mind too. The storms and stuff.
It'd be terrible last lap.
Yeah, shut up, man. Come on.
Oh, I'm knocking on wood. I got a table right here.
Absolutely. Me too.
But yeah, man, the viewer count has been high this whole race. That's been awesome. It's been in the 30s. I just looked, it was 37, 38, so that's been awesome.
Absolutely. Well, right now they're about to see a thriller here. It's green flag going to fly. Lap 103 of 109, folks. It's getting down here. It's crunch time and go time. If you got what you got what you brung. That's it, man, because you better show it off. And they do. Look at Ryan Daniels take off on the inside.
Man, he was really trying something right there. Maybe getting a little push.
Oh, they wrecked in the back.
We got a caution.
Boy, that was quick. Well, that was back in the back there.
That was the 818, and his car was super glitching. It may have been what caused that.
All right, well, let's watch this replay here.
But it's not over, folks.
Oh, it's not over. Green flag racing. Yeah, we will. The thing about it is, this time we go back green flag racing. They had another caution. Oh, yeah, him and the 35 just got together, and Waylon Lamb just can't catch a break, man. Nowhere to go. Wow. Well, Waylon Lamb couldn't catch a break last night. He can't catch one tonight. Hate to see that on his end.
Had a couple bad breaks. He got hung up in the fence last night.
He did.
He pulled the best Austin Dillon impression that he could.
Well, let's hear some people out there in the chat. Who do you think y'all is going to pull this mad catter of a race out here? I mean, it's a crazy one. What do you think?
Man, Kyle has been fast there, but he's going to have Mike Bruno to deal with, and Bruno's been super fast and really good at pushing guys.
Right.
And I believe if he can push somebody out there where he can get to the outside, he'd have a good shot at it.
Yeah, you still got Mike T. Bruno up there. Don't count him out. David Heisa looking very good. And, hey, we got to give credit's due. Ryan W. Daniels and Bradley P. Wilson up there. It's around that's about your top 6. Eric Test there in 7th. Chris Akers. Well, Christopher Matthews, haven't really talked to him much. And David Levine's back up there in 10th again. Wow. Yeah, folks, you're right. We don't have overtime here, but you can pretty much count it. Their caution after this restart, it will be over with. So, that's got to be going to the back of their mind. Because by the time we get back going back green flag here, John, it's going to be past that 105 mark and be 4 to go. Actually, unless the lights go out now, if they go one more round, we definitely be over with. Yeah, so we're looking at another lap, which will put them at 106. It'll be 107 before we get to go back green flag. You're looking at about 3 laps. So if there's a caution within that, yeah, it's over with. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm just listening to the
chatter
on the race here for a minute. No, not.
Are they going, guys, be patient, please?
Yeah, they want to get this thing in the books.
You couldn't ask for it. Man, this week here has just been awesome. I mean, the USA race Sunday night, wow. The Monday night race, Kansas, wow. And then tonight at Talladega, wow. It just sums it up right there. Folks, if you just don't like these 3 races, well, quit watching. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, hey, wait, because this right here, and now look, you got a guy out there speaking Spanish, and I apologize because I don't know any Spanish. You know Spanish?
No.
They ain't teach you nothing in the Army?
I was in Iraq. Why would I need to speak Spanish in Iraq?
I don't know. Maybe run across. I don't know.
I mean, just because those people are really tan too doesn't mean that they speak Spanish.
Well, they didn't make you like mandatory at the. I mean, I thought y'all was educated guys, man, in the Army.
I'm educated on other things, but
how to shoot guns, huh?
I served the country with the option of not having to press 1 for English. You know what I mean? So,
okay. We got
English
translation out there.
Yeah.
Mark brought it. I wonder if he's any kin to Ryan brought it.
Yeah, I kind of got the gist. He's talking about racing with a joystick.
Yeah, talking about joystick and iRacing, which I don't know if it's allowed. I know they can do it with a. I know you can do it with a mouse, so I know that's possible.
Don't even tell people that.
Well, it's possible.
Yeah.
Hey, now.
So it's just not playing if that's the only way you can do it.
Well, now there is a guy I got on Twitch, and unfortunately, you know, he's an amputee, and I watch him. He plays a set of Corsa with a mouse. He's got some special mouse. I don't. It's something special. But boy, I'll tell you what, he drive better than some guys can with a wheel. Don't ask me how he does it. I don't know how he does it. He does.
Well, lots of practice first.
Absolutely. Well, he's probably got the right equipment to do it too. I mean, it's, you know, and everything. So, but here we go, lap 106, and lights are still on the pace car. Ooh, might only get a green-white checker.
Yeah, they should be going on.
And your dog approves. He's getting excited.
Oh, he's angry because he's over in the other room there. We shut the door and put him in there.
I got you. Okay, Mark Broddick is the brother. So you're the brother of Ryan? I'm taking that seat. I'll tell you what. 2 more, we can break the 40 mark, John.
Well, share it with your neighbors, your mama, your daddy, somebody. Call somebody right now and be like, hey, you got to check this out.
Yeah, because it's about to get interesting. Wow. That's just amazing. I mean, that's awesome. Well, here we go. Stage is set, folks. And as they always tell them on real life, pull and tighten up them seat belts because it's about to get interesting here.
Man, how about that? His name is Fabio. He's from Argentina. Watching out here in the chat. That's cool, man.
That is awesome, man. Maybe that's that guy that met you in the official race.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, folks, here we go. It's going to be worldwide here. We're on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, and on Twitter. And these guys are stars of the Grand National Series, presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine, about to hit around this thunderous track. 2.66 miles as pace cars coming out of turn 4 here for the final time tonight. And I can say that because of caution or no caution, it's going to be the final time. We're going to crown a winner here one way or another. As these boys are about to get it done. Kyle sitting it up front. Jason Alexander in second. Mike T. Bruno right there in third. David Heiser sitting fourth. Bradley P. Wilson in fifth. Ryan Daniels sixth. Man, we got star-studded here on the front side. Folks, hang on to your hats. It's about to get hectic up front. Friendship's out the door. Everything. What you got's what you got. You brung it here tonight. Talladega. Green flag in the air. Lap 108 of 109. It's going to take them about a lap to get these things wound up to speed here. But they are already bumper to bumper, side to side up front. As Kyle takes it out front, he's got major help in the form of the 19.
Yeah, that's exactly what Mike Bruno wants to do right here. Is just be all over the back bumper here. Great start by Kyle. Good job of not creating too much space between he and the 19, as he knows he's going to need that help. And Bruno takes it to the outside, trying to stay. He's blocking going on up front.
Yeah, it is. We're going to go to the blimp cam because we know it's about to pick up in 3 wide, 2 wide up front. You got to be kidding me. Jason Alexander dives on the inside. He can't hold it. He's going to have to back out of there. And they're wrecking.
The 96 goes around.
Missed a big one behind him.
And the caution comes out with the 95 in the lead and the 62 behind him.
And it is over, folks, right there. We saw it happening. Man, Kyle is going to take this one. Win tonight with Mike T. Bruno in second. And David Heiser is going to pull it off in third. Wow. Holy cow. What a finish. Unfortunately, though, and David A. Levine's trying to drive his car backwards to finish the race, folks. We're seeing that. A lot of cars tore up on that one. So let's go back. Let's rewatch that under here in the caution, because I think that started with the 5 car on that restart there, John, if I'm not mistaken. He got loose. And when he got loose, he tried to hang on to it the best he could. And it was just all she wrote from there. He just went up there. But, man, what a race. What a race. Told you we probably have a first-time winner.
That was unbelievable right there.
So, going back here on the replay a little bit more. Don't know if it exactly was caused by the 5. Because Eric Tesh went around also. So
Yeah, I collected a bunch of cars back there. Unfortunately, David Levine there, the 85 of Lindgren, Ron Daniels.
Yeah, let's ride around here with Eric Tesh first. Now, the 5 got loose, and he went down. Yeah, he was on the apron. He had to stay committed to that apron. The problem is, then he started losing it. And then Eric Tesh just went around, and boom, boy, just Ryan Daniels was in there. Spence Thompson.
Net code between the 54. He came down on the 96. That's why Eric went on the apron.
Hate to see those cars right there. Just a pile up, huge one right there in the turn. But man, hate to see that ending underway. But tonight's winner, Kyle Pogrifke. And wow. what do you say, John? What a race.
Yeah, unbelievable job, Aaron. How about David Heiser right there? Being able to bring
third.
And it's showing second on my screen here. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I went back and looked because I heard you say that.
Was it counting them to the line? If it was counting them to the line, if that was the marker for iRacing, then he did pass Mike T at the line. And Mike might have known that.
He passed him in the turn when the caution came out.
See,
he was pushing the 95.
Let me see what my ticker says, because I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. Kyle there, David second, Mike is third. Let me see what the ticker says up here. Usually it's the one that's always right on me. So it's at the end right now. Well, we definitely know Kyle is your winner tonight. So you're right. David Heiser's turning in second spot. Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
looking at it, he was in front of Bruno.
Well, that must have been a close one. But man, nonetheless, the 95 pulled it off in fashion tonight, folks. That's got to be one tickled guy. As we're going to go down here and talk with him. Man, what a race! What a race! What do you say? These guys, man, put it to the wind, lap after lap. So, John, I want to let you run off down there and talk with our third place man, Mike T. Bruno.
I can do. When I let you clear it, just kind of curious to see what would happen.
Yeah, I tried.
Trying to let race control finish up talking, everybody get everything settled.
I was hearing them there. That's cool. Let me know when they're done. I'll click it back on. But man, what a finish! You couldn't have painted that one any better. First time winner this season, Kyle Pogrifke. And even hats off to David Heiser bringing home in a second. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll give it a shot here.
Mike T. Bruno with John Wimbish and Joe White in the booth. You get a copy?
10-4, Joe. I got you, brother.
Well, Mike, you had a fast car, bud. You did a great job all night. You were really great at pushing guys, but it would seem like you get up front there and it wouldn't really work the way you wanted it to. So tell us a little bit about the car, how it handled tonight, and how things worked out for you at the end.
Well, John, it was actually a better race than I thought it was going to be. We had some tough luck in the beginning there. I want to thank all my teammates, everybody that helped me tonight, man. The team did a great job. Didn't quite get the win we wanted, but it's all good. But yeah, the car felt great. I felt like we had a shot there at the end. It just kind of knew that yellow was coming out, so I kind of wanted to get up front as quick as possible. Just didn't have the help at the end there. Bradley was a little too far back, but definitely take a top 3 any day, and happy with what we got.
Yeah, absolutely. You come out of Talladega with a top 3 right there, and that's almost like winning, man, if you can survive. So great job tonight. Anybody out there you want to thank?
Thank you, John. Yeah, thank my whole team, MT Motorsports, Michael, Bradley for putting this thing on, and thank you guys for what you do. You guys do a great job. Appreciate it.
All right, Mike. Congratulations, buddy. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, John.
David Heisler, John Wimbish, and Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, John, I got you.
Well, David, we finally get to have a great conversation with you here, man. You got a second place finish tonight, very close between you and Mike when that caution came out there. So tell us a little bit about your race and what your strategy was there at the end as we saw some of these guys get out of the way, some guys get wrecked out of the way. What was your strategy here tonight?
Yeah, so I was talking to my father before the race about strategy, and depending on where I qualified, we were going to, I was going to run in the back and see what happened. So we qualified somewhere in towards the back of the pack, so I ran back there for a little while. But this Lerman Motorsports Ford, as the cautions flew, we kept moving up, and then in the last run, we made it up to second.
And a great run by you guys. I know you and Craig were very close together most of the race here tonight. Both of you did a great job. He just got caught up in the length in it there, but good to see you bringing home in second place, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my parents. They watch every race, whether I do bad or not, so that's pretty cool. Thank you guys for broadcasting, Michael and Bradley for running it, and you and that's it. So, thank you.
All right, buddy. Congratulations again, man. Take this momentum here and just keep building with it. You and Craig are both doing a great job and getting better every week.
Thanks, John.
All right, Joe, we'll send it to you, buddy, because we know that you're not a fan of running, so you're going to walk and go talk to the man who's getting his first win here.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, John. Yeah, tonight's winner in a thriller. Talladega Motor Speedway, 2.66 miles, a monstrous track here, and we saw a monster race, a monster crowd. Guys, y'all were on the center stage tonight. Constant, non-stop, 30-some viewers live throughout this entire race. Congratulations, hats off to y'all. We broke a record here, but most importantly, the man who pulls off his first victory tonight at Talladega in the Grand National Series presented by MotorSims Racing Magazine, Kyle Pokrefke. And I hope I got that last name right. This is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, Joe, I got you loud and clear, and you did get it right.
Absolutely. All right. I might get something right every once in a while. Hey, awesome driving out there, man. You drove the wheels off of that 95 machine. And man, looked very good. Take us back to the last laps there. Did you really know that you had with the car to stay out front all race long?
Yeah, I have feeling since the get-go that the 95 Chevrolet be strong all night long. And luckily, the last lead start with 2 to go, the order was pretty much exactly how I wanted it. I know Bruno's a really good pusher. I had him behind me in third. I had Bradley Wilson behind me in fifth. And I think Eric in 7th, so that was as perfect as a lineup as I could get, and I had a good feeling. White flag lap, I saw Bruno go high, and I thought I was done for, but luckily able to get a block on just in time. But I wouldn't say it was smooth sailing because that was really stressful, but I'm just glad to be able to close the deal on one of these things.
Well, absolutely. Again, congratulations. I mean, you pulled it off. I mean, wheeled that machine around there. Like you said, there was some evil handling cars, a lot of jockeying around for position and whatnot. I mean, you got anybody you want to thank for this win tonight?
Yeah, first off, I got to thank David Levine for, giving me a heads up on this league and for inviting me along as a teammate. So he's the first one I got to thank for sure. And I got to thank Mike Bruno as well. It was good work with him all throughout the night. Waylon Lamb, it was good work with him as well. And they made it exciting there in the middle stage of the races. Took them 3 wide and I pushed them towards the front. That was pretty fun. I got to thank Buffalo Wild Wings for making chicken wing good enough for me to remember to put on the car. Unfortunately, they're not going to let me eat free after winning, but so be it.
All right. Well, again, guys, Congratulations to Kyle Pokrefke, tonight's winner. Talladega Motor Speedway, Super Speedway for the Grand National Series, presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine, and most importantly, his first win here in the Monday Night Thunder Series League. Definitely even more sweeter, and congratulations, guys, man. My hat's off. I got to give everyone every pat on the back and a clap out there. What a race. Y'all were 3 wide, 2 wide, nose to tail, burning this track up. Very hot track here tonight. Looking very good doing it, man, out there on this super speedway. Like I said, you were tearing up the viewers out here. Don't know where they came from, how they got here, but nonetheless, they here. They stayed through the whole entire race. Loved every minute of it. Me and John up here in the booth did. So until next week, man, guys, what a race. That was just, this whole week has been exciting from Sunday to Tuesday. Man, like I said on the stream, if you don't like this kind of racing, well, might want to just quit watching, because I don't know what else to do for you. Guys, awesome job. Congratulations again to Kyle Pokrefke for the win tonight at Talladega. John, wow. Let's go down this running order, man, because I don't know. That's just an awesome, awesome thing here tonight. These guys did, man, a stellar job in these cars. But the man pulling it off, Kyle Pokrefke right there in the number 1 spot. David Heisen second. Mike T. Bruno third. Bradley P. Wilson driving for Andrew Kennelly tonight in the 4th spot. Christopher Matthews in 5th. DJ Hargrove right there in 6th. Eric Tash 7th. Chris Akers 8th. Derek Robinson 9th. And Jason Burgess rounds at the top 10.
I got Michael Redding in 11th. Jason Alexander 12th. Spence Thompson 13th, David Levine 14th, Ryan Daniels 15th. Had bad luck here at the end, but did a great job. Got to give it to him. He really did. Very impressed by what he did. Blake Falone 16th, Zach Lindgren 17th, Robbie Buckner 18th, Terry Mason 19th, and Billy Hargrove 20th.
And the 21st, Waylon Lamb tried to get up there, had a little bit of heartbreak early on in the race there. Sawyer Ott 22nd, Craig Lerman in 23rd, John Nedlinger right there in 24th. Kenneth Johnson, another one having a tough night, 25th. Tommy Haynes looked good early on, got caught up with some wrecks, 26th. So did John Barron there in 27th. Chris Baines, 28th. Davis Richards, 29th. Tyler Justice in 30th.
And Gordon Larson Jr. round out the field that we had here tonight in 31st.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, John, you couldn't have painted a prettier picture or sealed a prettier book tonight, because, man, these guys did it all here. Awesome running. I loved every minute of it. Don't know about you. Got any final words?
Just, again, another great race. Being in the one Sunday, wasn't sure if it was great or not, but I know there were some really good things about it. But these guys, honestly, they've done a great job all 3 nights. I think it's been probably the most competitive week that we've seen here with the Monday Night Thunder League and these guys. And we continue to see other guys just learn and get better. And great to see Kyle come up here and get a win. He's been close. He's run up front a lot here lately and done a great job. Christopher Matthews getting the top 5, so great job by him getting up there. Just a great race by these guys. I really enjoyed it, and glad to see guys, like David Heisen, pulling it together from start to finish.
Yeah, no doubt. My sentiments exactly for you there. I tell you what a way to end to end the 3-night stretch here for the Monday Night Thunder guys here for the Grand National Series presented by MotorSim Racing Magazine. What a wild finish here at Talladega. Like I said, if you missed the other 2 races on Sunday and Monday, we'll go back and check them out because they were awesome. And definitely loved it. Well, we're off the next 2 nights as ExtremeMotorsports99.com still on their off week, but we'll be kicking them back up next week as that'll be next Wednesday and Thursday. But we'll be here Friday night. OSR Network's going to bring you a hardline racing doubleheader that night. Right after is going to be the start of the TRL Truck Series right after the hardline racing that night. So until then, guys, girls, man, we appreciate you coming out. Joe White up here in the booth and John T. Wimmis, man. Loved it. It was awesome from Talladega. See you on Friday.
Drivers, start your reading. MotorSim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world of sim racing. So if you're looking to be in the know, go to www.motorsimsracing.com. You will find articles from your favorite drivers, leagues, and other prominent people in the sim racing community. Want an update of your favorite league? We got it. Want to learn the basics on finding a perfect league for you? We got it. Want to know more about how leagues are run? We got it. So remember, when you want to know what's going on in the sim racing world, go to www.motorsimracing.com.